President Donald Trump brought the crowd to life on Monday, entering the Fiserv Forum with a bandaged ear after his injury during an assassination attempt on Saturday. Trump named Ohio Senator and Hillbilly Effigy author J.D. Vance as his running mate.
Russia would not have invaded Ukraine if Donald Trump had been president.
In an interview for Fox News Channel's Hannity, Vance says he admires Trump's approach to foreign policy.
You don't commit America's troops unless you really have to, but when you do, you punch and you punch hard.
RNC organizers say immigration and crime are the featured topics. Speakers are expected to include former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley and family members of people murdered by immigrants who were in the U.S. illegally. I'm Jennifer King.
While saying that she takes full responsibility for the attempt on former President Trump's life, the Secret Service director adds she has no plans to resign.
This is an event that should have never happened.
In an exclusive interview on ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle says she was shocked when she saw what happened on Saturday and that the Secret Service is responsible.
The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service.
Officials are demanding to know how an armed man was able to get to the top of a building near a Donald Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm Donna Water.
A New York City jury returning for a third day of deliberations in the bribery trial of Democrat U.S. Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey. The jury in Manhattan Federal Court finished up its first full day of deliberations yesterday without reaching a verdict. It had also deliberated for several hours on Friday. At least one death blamed on severe storms, including tornadoes, that swept across parts of the Midwest yesterday afternoon and evening. Parts of the Great Lakes region also got slammed. On Wall Street, the Dow futures up 142. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You just grin and bear it or bite the bullet when it comes to everyday pain? Don't. Try Relief Factor, a drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free, it's developed by doctors. In 3 weeks or less, you'll know whether it works for you like it works for me. Try Relief Factor for yourself. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
What does it take for organizations to triumph? It takes the trust of people like you. And that's why an estimated 14 million givers look for the ECFA seal. Over 2,700 leading ministries across the U.S. display ECFA seal, demonstrating that they live up to biblical standards of financial accountability, responsible governance, and trust. So next time you donate, look for the ECFA seal, a widely recognized symbol of trust. Visit ecfa.org/trust to learn more.
Ukrainian startup companies are developing a low-cost robot army to fight Russia.
Struggling with manpower shortages, overwhelming odds, and uneven international support, Ukraine is looking for a strategic edge against Russia through technological innovation.
We are living in a future.
Andriy Denisenko heads a drone production company.
With the drones, with the machines, with the robots.
There are some 250 such defense startups across Ukraine, a developing ecosystem of hidden workshops and labs, building a robot army in abandoned warehouses and factory basements.
This type of vehicle will be the game changer, and in the nearest future...
Not just airborne, but on the ground, on Caterpillar tracks. I'm Ben Thomas.
Police in Kenya have launched tear gas canisters to break up protests in Nairobi and several other towns and cities. Demonstrators accuse the president of poor governance. They're demanding that he resign. News and analysis, townhall.com. Amazon Prime Day is upon us.
Experts are taking advantage of this day to remind consumers to be wary of scams. Deceptions such as phony emails from people impersonating online retailers like Amazon are nothing new. But the Better Business Bureau says phishing attempts increase amid the heavy spending seen during significant sales events. The Better Business Bureau advises consumers to watch for look-alike websites, too good to be true social media ads, and unsolicited emails or calls.
And that's correspondent Jeremy House. A Texas man set to be executed for the murder of an elderly woman decades ago in what prosecutors say was an attempt to steal money the woman had hidden in her Brownsville home. Ruben Gutierrez is facing a planned lethal injection this evening. The state penitentiary in Huntsville. Gutierrez insisting that he is innocent. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Tuesday.
Welcome to it.
The twoest of all the days, doggone it.
I made it a warm one.
Mm-hmm. 102. And weirdly, like yesterday, like right when the 101 hit, because it was like climbing all day, and right when the 101 hit, Roswell got, it wasn't cloudy, but Roswell got this weird like haze over it.
A purple haze.
It was not quite a purple haze. I'm gonna call it more like a green haze. But it was something that like it took the sting out of the sun. Like it was still hot as all get out, but it didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like the sun didn't hurt anymore. It's weird. It was like God took favor upon us and said, "You're suffering. Here's a haze."
Is it a hazy shade of winter?
I don't know. It was the only thing that helped me make it through the rest of the back half of the day.
Well,
AC 440 doesn't work at stoplights. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know AC units got put on task or tested to full extent yesterday.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I know even ours, and I was like, we need to crank it up a bit. It's having trouble keeping to our meat locker-like temperatures in our house.
There are some purchases that I consider the best purchase I've ever made. Mm-hmm. One of them, about 3 weeks ago, I went to Sam's Club and bought one of those industrial fans. You know, like the metal one with the metal.
The one that sounds like an airplane?
Yeah. I bought one of those for my house, and it is nice. There's one little cold zone, like right where in my area of the living room.
Yeah.
And it's just like after work, I just sit there in the cold zone. It's awesome.
Good thing you didn't need to talk to anybody.
No. I just shut off everything else. Just cold zone.
He's got headphones on so he can hear his TV. What? Wrestling's on.
Shut up. You're being too accurate.
I do like to go to the dance. What? France?
My gorilla was wearing pants. What?
Well, happy Tuesday.
Yes, welcome to it.
Hopefully you're having a wonderful day thus far. There is talk of rain after today. Like 30% tomorrow, 40% Thursday, 40% Thursday night, 50% Friday night.
Oh, wow.
Saturday of 50%, so 60% Saturday night. So we'll see.
Bring it on.
And the cool part, a little cooler.
Oh, nice.
A little bit cooler. Like our high on tomorrow is 100, but Thursday down to 89, and then 96 on Friday. Saturday we're going to be 93, and Sunday 89.
Not too shabby.
102s. Get through today. There's a bit of a respite after today.
A little bit.
A smidge. A haze.
I won't be here for the respite though.
That's right. I'll
be off
in Colorado.
In Mile High territory.
Yeah.
Which
should be cooler.
It should be a little cooler, but if you really look at the elevations that we live in, we're not that far off.
Yeah, they're higher, but
they're a little higher.
I mean, guys up in Ruidoso and up in Ski Apache, they're closer to the.
They're a little bit, they're a little closer.
12,000 feet.
But we all live in that kind of that mile-high territory, I feel like.
Compared to, say, New Orleans.
Provo, Utah.
New Orleans, or, yes, we do. But, so that'll be fun. When is your actual concert?
It is Saturday night.
Okay.
So we got some time to fill before then. We're going to hit the Meow Wolf conversion station on Friday, I believe.
Okay.
Is the plan. Saturday, it's up in the air. We're going to try to find some type of water park to cool off a bit, and then fill some time there. Maybe grab a nap before the concert.
Sure. Rest up.
Yeah.
And then are you hanging out Sunday, or are you heading back on?
We'll be heading back probably first thing Sunday. Grab some food, head back.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there any food checklist you need to hit?
There's really not. Like Denver's one of those that's got kind of a little of everything.
Yeah.
We're kind of like looking at some different. There's a hot dog place that's supposedly like the world famous hot dogs or something. So,
all right.
Basically, anywhere that has a Groupon is kind of where what gets our attention.
There you go.
On trips like this.
When I do trips like that, I always like to consult the Food Network channel's website and see if there's any diners, drive-ins, or dives or anything in my area. Like, let's see if I can check out one of those.
I've been guilty of Googling the phrase "delicious food near me" because often it'll show you the ones with the highest star rating if you Google it that way. But the near me it actually pops up on the Google suggestions or whatever. Most of the things you type like cheese. We'll say cheese near me, and it's a great way to find some good cheese, by the way. Right. But yeah, I've stumbled upon some really good hole in the wall restaurants that way.
So if you type that right now, it'll just show a picture of me. Closest best cheese.
Delicious dishes near me.
The closest cheese near you is me.
Closest cheese. Yeah. Let's see. Delicious food near me. It popped up in the suggestion. First thing that came out, I don't want to give free advertising out. A few local restaurants came up that were all highly star rated.
I'm pretty sure one that's like a block away.
Surprisingly, not in the top 3.
Really?
Not in the top 3.
I'm a bit surprised.
4.5, 4.4, and 4.8.
Okay.
The place that used to be across the street from the old Mix 106, it used to be called a different name.
Yeah.
That place is the 4.8. That's actually the highest rating on here.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I haven't been in there a while.
There you go.
But I remember when I was in there, they had the pit to nowhere in the bathroom.
They did. And I will say, if you're looking for the best possible food, you need to find the worst possible decor and location. Yeah. Usually like with like a piso mojado, wet floor, watch out signs somewhere, and probably a weird smell coming from those places.
Yeah.
Weirdly have the best food.
Yeah. I'm just saying there's a whole investigation for Zach Baggins in that bathroom. Pretty sure it's a portal to hell down there. But anyway.
I'm going to assume they fixed the bathroom.
Yeah, granted, it's been a long time.
You don't get a 4.8 with a bathroom like that. I don't care how good your food is.
I haven't flushed there in years. It just goes in the hole. But I'm waiting for like that pink ooze from Ghostbusters 2 to talk nice. It'll make it happy.
And this is why we don't name drop, by the way.
Exactly. Let me give you the rundown for you for today's show. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Alethea Hartwell with the Roswell Communal Theater joined us yesterday talking about their big Curtains Rising event at the Liberty happening on the 27th. And, of course, they kick off the 2024-2025 season here in August. So we'll play that interview for you with her in just a bit. Larry Martin with the Roswell Literacy Council will join us in the 8 o'clock hour, give us an update what's happening there. I think we'll also be visited by the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office during the 8 o'clock hour, talking fair, Chaves County Fair coming up next week, and, of course, other fairs. Fair season is right around the corner. So
already next week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hi. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to replay our interview with Denise Trowbridge from the Conquistador Council Scouting USA, talking about their BSA alumni event happening August 3rd, and a couple other things through scouting that's going on too. So that pretty much rounds out the rotation here. But first, let's officially give you the weather. It's official.
Break that seal.
That's right.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon high, and we still have high pressure parked overhead, so we get sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting in, low to mid 70s, and then on Wednesday, we do have a slim chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, up around 100 again, and then a little bit better chance of rain coming up on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 38% with winds out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. 102 are expected high today under sunny skies with southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 73 degrees. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, there is a 30% chance for showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Otherwise sunny and a high of 100. East winds at around 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain bumps up to 40% tomorrow night. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 71 degrees and east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, a 40% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy. 89 for a high on Thursday, so much cooler with winds out of the northeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms Thursday night as well. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 71 degrees. 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms for Friday afternoon, partly cloudy, 96 for a high. 50% at showers and thunderstorms Friday night, mostly cloudy, 72 for an overnight low. 50% chance at showers and thunderstorms Saturday afternoon, partly cloudy, 93 for a high. 60% chance at showers and thunderstorms Saturday night with an overnight low of 70, and a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms Sunday with a high of 89. So 40% Monday as well. So I guess, is that officially monsoon now? I don't know. Seems, you start to think it is, and they say, no, not officially, but I don't know. Feels like monsoon season to me. All right, it is 7:17. We're going to take about 3.5 minute break. We'll get your Roswell Livestock Report recap in there as well. Then we're going to play our interview with Alethea Hartwell from the Roswell Community Little Theater up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
At River Flooring, Roswell's premier quality flooring destination, commitment to excellence is key. Serving all of southeastern New Mexico, River Flooring offers a vast selection of flooring options at the lowest prices in town, ensuring you the best value with their price match guarantee. At River Flooring, you get free in-home estimates, convenient next-day appointments, financing options, and excellent service you don't find at big box stores. From hardwood and tile to luxury vinyl and carpet, River Flooring wants to earn your business, residential or commercial. To learn more about River Flooring and the many services offered, visit their website at riverflooring.com or stop by 205 North Virginia in Roswell and meet the River Flooring family and staff today. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeast New Mexico.
Are bugs eating your garden and mosquitoes chasing you back in the house? Ask yourself, what would Jim Gill do?
This is John from Roswell Seed. You know, we've been battling bugs in Roswell since 1898. And if Jim was here, he'd draw on his immense knowledge and send you home with the right stuff. Chase the bugs out of your garden and the mosquitoes out of your yard.
Don't give the bugs a head start. Head for Roswell Seed Company and find out, what would Jim Gill do?
The Portales Summer Jam is coming to the ENMU campus courts Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. This 3-on-3 youth basketball and pickleball tournament is open to all ages and skill levels. Registration is only $25 per person with military and student discounts available, plus trophies, prizes, music, food, and more. Space is limited, so head for portales.com or call 575-356-8541 for more info and to sign up today. The Portales Summer Jam, Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. on the ENMU courts, presented by the Roosevelt County Community Development Corporation. This ad paid in part by Portales New Mexico Lodgers Tax.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,255 head of cattle sold on Monday on the steady to higher market with excellent buyer attendance and with buyers really starting to pay attention to weaned and unweaned. Compared to last week, stocker calves 3 to 8 higher, feeder cattle 8 to 10 higher, packer cows and bulls sold steady. 3 to 400 pound steers 382 410, 3 to 400 pound heifers 302 340. 4 to 500 pound steers 346 382, 4 to 500 pound heifers 276 302, 5 to 600 pound steers 298 346, 5 to 600 pound heifers 257 276, 6 700 pound steers 256 298, 6 700 pound heifers 225 251, 7 800 pound heifers 245 256, 7 800 pound heifers 211 225, packer cows 129 141, canner and cutter cows 121 125, packer bulls 160 166, feeder bulls 145 155, top half cow calf pairs $2,000 to $2,500 per pair, top half the bred cows $1,700 to $1,875 per head. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater, Alethea Hartwell back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's life at the theater this morning?
It is moving along.
Yeah, well, that's just it. You guys were kind of in your off season, if that's the word you want to use. I mean, they have like a formal season where they start shows, and we're about to kick it off here, which we're going to tell you all about in just a few. But, you know, the summer's technically the off season, but they usually have several different plays or events or projects that are going on throughout the summer here, and this summer was also part of that too. I know you had some workshops and few other things going on throughout the summer here.
Yeah.
So off-season's a relative term.
Yes, that's true.
But that being said, we are getting ready to kick off a new season of entertainment at the Roswell Community Little Theater, and kind of the season kicks off here on July 27th, right, with the big dinner at the Liberty here.
That's right. So, yeah, we've got our Curtains Rising event, which is our biggest fundraiser of the year.
Yeah.
And it basically kicks off our season.
Yeah, and so it's a fun night. We're going to have a great dinner. Liberty, as usual, we'll put out a great meal here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But we want people to come and fully immerse themselves in the event. The theme for this year is getting folks to come as your favorite historical characters and things.
Yep.
So,
or living work of art.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you can come as a bowl of fruit?
Yeah. Or like the Mona Lisa.
I got you.
You know.
Okay. Maybe
Whistler and his mother. Those kind of
I like it. I got you. Maybe you could definitely do the what's the one with the Iowa with the husband and the wife with the pitchfork.
Farmer.
Yeah, what's the name of that?
I don't remember. I can never remember the name of that picture.
But you know the one I'm talking about. Not Whistler's mother. That's the one with the rocking chair lady. But
right.
I can't remember the name of the that too. But anyway, go as that, or of course, historical figures. There's a lot to choose from. You could go.
Yeah, Cleopatra.
Yeah, you could go that, or you could go like old American. Come as your favorite founding father, or come as like you said, or come as Caesar, or come as. I don't know. There's so much to choose from. You'd be Genghis Khan if you want to.
The hope is that, it'll kind of look like Night at the Museum. You know how in the movie they're all...
But we need a Teddy Roosevelt amongst the crowd.
all the things come alive, you know, so...
So maybe you can come, like, if you don't have a particular one, maybe come as, like, a cavalry guy or something like that. Dress up in a... look like a military figure. Like, maybe you're like a old British soldier or a continental soldier or something like that, have fun with it. Yes. Think of the movies, the Night of the Museum movies, and use that as kind of your palette for your costuming. So, but if you just want to, hey, now I got an excuse to be Abe Lincoln. All right, come as Abe Lincoln. That's great. We'd love to have you do that. But so kind of give a rundown of what's going to happen that night on the 27th. What's kind of the flow of the evening?
Okay, so we are obviously having dinner, drinks at the Liberty. There's going to be a murder mystery play that will take
Entertainment,
place.
of course.
Entertainment. We've got a silent auction, as usual. That's kind of one of our big mainstays.
Yeah.
And we have a live auction that will auction off one large, really nice item for each play of this season.
So the cast, the director and cast kind of put together, the director of each play this season puts together a gift basket kind of themed around their play.
Right.
Good deal.
Right. Yeah, and they're very nice baskets.
Excellent. Very good.
Yeah. One of them has like LaFonda gift certificates and that kind of thing.
The one in Artesia or the one in Santa Fe?
Santa Fe.
Oh, gotcha. Either one's good. I'll take it. But
yeah.
It's like, yes, I'll take it.
Yeah, and something else, I forget all the stuff, but they're nice baskets.
I
have to bid on those.
Well, I imagine like just for the Murderous Night at the Museum, that's got to be an interesting creation basket there, just to kind of surround that theme. Here.
Yeah.
Which that is the opening play.
It is also our opening play. We decided to put that one in. The other one kind of fell through, and so that one is taking its place. And
next man up kind of situation.
Right,
here.
right.
Yep.
So it will open on August 16th, I believe, is the date.
Yeah, I think. I think I'm at the website. Yeah, it's showing August 16th to the 25th. So it'll be that 16th, which I believe is a Friday. Then the 17th, which is Saturday. Those are evening performances at 7:30. I never get that right. 7:30. I get there at 7. You're on time.
Right.
And then the Sunday matinee there at 2:30.
Right.
And then we'll do it all over again next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, same times. The evening performances Friday and Saturday night at 7:30, and then the Sunday matinee.
Right.
The one-stop shop to get tickets for this. And even links to get tickets for Curtains Rising on the 27th here is you can go to the Community Theater's website, which is roswelltheater.com. Right. Spell theater like live theater, Theatre, not the eater like when you go to a movie theater. Which, by the way, if you don't know how to spell like a movie theater, just put the eater together and you spelled it correctly. But spell it the other way. Revert the RE at the end there.
Right.
And you can get tickets. You can also get tickets for the Curtains Rising event at thelibertyinc.com.
Right. And tickets are running out fast.
So get your tickets now. We're only a couple weeks away from...
there's only a few left.
From Curtains Rising. Literally.
Right.
Is there still time for donations for silent auction and sponsorships? Is there still windows for that, or is that pretty much full at this point?
I'm not sure about that. I think we'll always take nice items.
Yeah, I'm sure if you can, I'll put it up on a table and let someone bid on it, you'll take it,
we'll
as long as it's appropriate.
Yeah. So if businesses here in town want to donate to the silent auction,
contribute, be a part of all, and what you're doing is you're supporting the Roswell Community Little Theater in the season here, and they are such a, for folks that don't know, they do more than just put on plays every couple months here. They are very much in the part of the community. They have the CAPS program, their kids arts program. They really work in the community, working with folks to get them opportunities to do things to kids, adults, everyone else. So it's all self-supporting. They have their own facility there, the old Park Twin Theater. They purchased it and converted it several moons ago, and now have been renovating it and updating it and remodeling as needed. And so all the money, when you come out and have a great dinner and all, it's supporting, putting out shows, keeping that facility obtained and maintained, and allowing the next generation of people here in Roswell to enjoy theater and community theater and get to go and enjoy the things. And by the way, it can be quite expensive to put on productions like this, because just take this, the Murderous Night at the Museum. Someone wrote that play.
Right.
Someone, and there's a whole, and you have to give credit and pay where that's due for that. It's no different than when you buy your Amazon Music accounts and all that. You're paying artists and songwriters for their property, their intellectual property. It's no different for community theater.
Right.
When these plays come out, the writers, the creators of these projects get paid for that. That's how they make their living. So it can, and the bigger the play, or the bigger the name, the title, usually the more expensive it is. And, and when you tack on a company like Disney beside it, then it gets really expensive, and it gets really meticulous in the details. And that's the other thing. They, when they agree to sign on to do these plays, they have to meet certain obligations. Right. Some plays allow you guys a little creative license so you can cut corners to save money if you need to. Others aren't so luxurious in that need. And they say, no, if it's a blue wall with a blue thing, then you got to make a blue wall with a blue thing. You know what I mean? If the dress calls for this, that's what the dress calls for. And so, each play is different. But when you're supporting and bidding on these items and coming out and enjoying a great play and eating food, you're contributing to these next generations of that too. And if you want to get more involved, they're always looking for volunteers to serve in many roles, from as high as to serving on the board to ushering people to their seats on show night. They need all of the above for those kind of things. And of course they get online, get onto their website. They always have auditions for upcoming plays and things. Keep tabs on some of those, and who knows, maybe you could be the star of one of these productions later on down the road here in this coming season. So, but first things first, get your tickets for Curtains Rising here again, July 27th. What time does everything start there at the Liberty?
I believe doors open at 6:30.
Very good. So get there at 6:30, mingle, have a drink, start bidding on your silent auction.
Right.
And probably around 7 or so, they'll start serving dinner, and then the evening's festivities will kick off from there.
Right.
So, but come ready to have fun. They're always fun. Come start plotting and planning your costume now. Getting your outfits together, historical figures or live art history. Just think of the Night in the Museum movies and characters and themes of those movies. And if you dress in something like that, you're going to fit in quite nicely.
Right.
So,
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And it's optional. You don't have to dress up if you don't.
Sure, if you just want to wear your normal attire, by all means. But if you want,
a lot of people ask.
And I imagine you usually do prizes and things for like the best dressed.
There will be a prize for best costume. I think they're doing one for female, one for male.
Excellent.
And so
and then you get a little fun and have some little fun. And who knows, you could win some great prizes. And of course, bid generously on these silent auction items in the live auction when it happens throughout the course of the evening there. And do you know what the menu is yet? Off the top of your head, what Josh and Liberty have planned?
No, I cannot remember.
Right.
I know there's a chicken dish, a beef dish, and a vegetarian.
A little something for everybody. So if you're a chicken, beef, or veggie person, there's a dish to kind of to satiate your desire.
Right.
But definitely. But I know some people are like, ooh, okay, all right, I'm definitely there now. It's steak night or it's whatever night.
Right.
But come out.
I think
and support
it's beef bolognese, and then roasted chicken quarter. I think with vegetables and baby bakers.
If you do rent your costume, wear a bib just in case you don't want to get sauce or anything on that. If you have to return it and you got bouillabaisse all over your Abe Lincoln outfit.
Yeah. Right.
And can we just talk now? And like I said, Murderous Night, the museum's going to kick off right here. August 16th to the 25th. But we are previewing the next season stuff. Talk about some of what's ahead for the 2024-2025 season.
So in October, we have the Canterville Ghost coming, and that is based on an Oscar Wilde story.
Okay.
And the mansion is haunted by this ghost that's not very good at haunting.
So I take it this is a comedy.
It is a comedy.
This is starting to remind me of those is it Geico or one of the commercials where the ghost is in the kitchen and he's like, oh look, a sign that says kitchen. I would have known it if it went for this sign. It's kind of like that.
So the ghost is kind of inept at ghosting, and the family that buys the house has to figure out why this ghost is haunting the house in order to get rid of it.
Set it free.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's comedy. I don't believe the original story was a comedy, but
the live for theater version has been added.
Based on that story is a comedy. And then in January, we have the story Now and Then, which is kind of like a what would have happened if you never lived. Kind of like what is
almost
it?
Like
It's a Wonderful Life
or
story.
a Christmas Carol or something where it's like, this is what happened had you not been here.
Right, or if you had made a different choice.
Sure, the what if game.
Yeah. So that's coming in January. And then we have the Explorers Club, which is the end of March, first week of April.
Okay.
And that is a story about, it's set in late 1800 England.
Okay.
And it's a group of men who have this explorers club, and lo and behold, a woman wants to join the club. What do we do? What do we do?
Harumph.
Right. And so, well, we've never had a woman before, blah, blah, blah. And so,
this
anyway,
is explorers.
yeah.
Let's explore that option.
Right. So she brings back this native from this unknown tribe, and in that tribe, when they say hello, they slap each other in the face. So she takes him to meet the Queen of England. And this is what happens. He slaps her in the face, and the Queen of England declares war on the tribe. And it's really
that feels very
hijinks.
Mr. Bean-like to me.
It's very funny. Yeah, it's a lot of silliness, but it is kind of, it's got the social commentary of the woman trying to break through the glass ceiling.
To be honest, if you're a fan of like Monty Python-esque type humor, this sounds like this is right in your wheelhouse.
Oh, it's English.
Yeah,
so,
it's definitely got that. That's one thing of Mr. Bean, and that very much that cheeky humor that they have.
It is.
Yeah.
It's got funny humor.
Yeah, which I love. I'm a fan.
And some good physical comedy.
Good deal.
So
excellent. And they have not selected casts for these yet.
Oh,
so
no,
if you're interested in being part of these, pay attention to the community theater's website for audition times. We'll certainly announce them as we get them here on the morning show. But definitely, and then what I recommend you do if you're interested in definitely wanting to come to some of these shows, or if you're interested in getting more involved as part of the cast or part of the crew of these shows, go to the RoswellTheater.com website. When you get there, there'll be a thing asking for you to kind of put your email in to stay up to date and stay informed on what's going on. I highly recommend you do that. I also recommend, if you're a Facebook user, go ahead and like and follow the Roswell Community Little Theater's Facebook page. That's probably your quickest way to get information on immersive dinners, because every one of these plays usually have an immersive dinner a week or two before the show, and I tell you, every one of these sell out. Most people, before they even find out about it, it's sold out already. So like and follow the page. That way, when it's first announced to the public, that's usually where it's first announced to the public, so you can get first in on that. And if you're not familiar with those, it's the crew, the cast and crew of the particular play serve as your dining staff. They I don't think they cook the food. They have professional chefs, but as far as waiters and your maitre d's and all that side, the service side of it, is the cast and crew, and they're in character. And so they give you nuggets of information leading, especially if it's a mystery or something. You get a lot of insight on maybe who done it a little bit, or maybe a few clues on where to pay attention to when you go to your evening or day of the show and do all that. But and like I said, the dinner's usually themed to the thing, and we have some usually great restaurant partners in the past. I know Pepper's, Sarah's, there's been a few others that have always partnered with you guys to provide excellent meals each time, and that will be the case for this season too. But like and follow the Facebook page. That way you can stay abreast of when those come out first. So if you want to get first dibs, that's the best way to do that. Because I hear it every single time. Someone's like, oh, man, I want it. And it's very space is limited because they do it in the theater. The tables are up on stage. Y'all have seen the stage. There's only so many tables you can get up on that stage. So space is very limited.
But it's very immersive. You get to kind of be in the environment.
It's exclusive. You feel very much like you're in the know. Yeah, and you get wined and dined, literally. And and it's a cool night where you get to enjoy it and have fun with it, interact with the characters, and odds are, we're a small community. You might even know a few of the cast members and get to see them in a different light, painted in a different light than their day job sometimes, and things like that. That's my favorite part of going to community theater and stuff, is see someone like, isn't that the pastor of so and so church, or isn't that? And you're like, and you see them doing something completely out of what you normally see them do, and that's the beauty of community theater is pastor by day, the villain in the play by night. You know what I mean? That's kind of neat to see, people that and friends and respect, kind of let their hair down and play something different. So that's what community theater is. It's a chance to, and certainly if you're wanting to get your kids more involved and looking for opportunities for them to do stuff, please reach out and ask about the Kids Art Program. Again, go to the website, the Roswell Community Theater's website, RoswellTheater.com. And do your research, and they've got all the information there about all their programs and things if you want to get involved and stuff like that too. So, but July 27th, that is the big thing we need to put on your radars. Come on out for the Curtains Rising, reveal of the upcoming season at the Roswell Community Little Theater. And because in between the play and everything, I believe the director and some of the planning stages of each of these productions will kind of give a synopsis description a little bit of kind of a sneak peek of their stories that they're going to be presenting to you this season.
And the directors know their play the best, so
that's why
they'll tell you.
Well, and I know, kind of peel back how the sausage is made. It's the decisions that are made for these shows are just not this is the board. They come, there's a lot of thought and planning into what shows you're going to do for next. Like, I'm pretty sure the board and those folks are already planning what shows are going to be for the next season, even though we're just unveiling this season. They're probably already got a list, a soft list of what they're going to do for next year already here. Because I imagine there's a few that didn't quite make the cut for this year, but there's a real passion to do it. It's like, all right, we'll push it to 2026.
Right.
And so
sometimes that happens.
It does. And that's just it. The directors literally kind of make cases for their plays, right? It's like, I love this play. This is why. And then, of course, they got to sell it to the board. It's like, well, it's not going to be too expensive to produce. It's not, the logistical side of making that play. Because, we'd all love to do,
anything,
one play, but we are limited to money restraints and what you can do in a live theater and what you cannot do in a live theater.
Or what we can do on our stage.
Exactly. It's like we can't have an ensemble cast of 200 people on our stage. You couldn't possibly,
There's 19 members in Murderous Night at the Museum, and it's a lot.
I was saying that's one of your largest casts.
19.
Usually you guys have about 7 to 10 or
normally, some musicals can get up there, 20, 30.
Yeah, because you need a lot of voices to drown out, in musicals. You need multiple people.
Generally, not everybody's on stage at the same time. So, but in this one, we do have a couple of scenes where everybody's on stage. That can get tricky how to block it.
Sure, and that's why the rehearsals and everything is so important. It's not knowing your lines; it's knowing where to stand, and and if you're literally a foot off on your mark, it can screw up the whole vibe of the entire scene. It absolutely can. But that's the beauty of live theater, because the other castmates see that and adapt and correct, and that's why. You go see a show Friday night and then go see again Saturday. There might be differences in the show.
It's different
just because live theater happens and things happen. The picture fell off the wall when it was supposed to.
Right.
Someone stumbled up the steps when they didn't mean to. Someone said a line too early or forgot a line.
Or came on too early.
Yeah, all these things happen. And you just roll with the punches. And, and make and that's where. I think that's the fun part of being a part of community theater, because through because usually about, we'll say, 2 months prior to curtains rising, that's when the heavy lifting of getting this play ready for showtime happens. Yeah. And so it's a little boot camp like. And what I mean by that is they got a lot to get done in a month or 2 months
Short
time.
Amount of time.
And so they spend a lot of time together. They're going to go through the emotional gauntlet together, from the happiest of moments to the most frustrating of moments. To because that's just it. When you get creative people in a room and they're passionate about their creative, emotions fly. That's what happens, and that's all for the betterment of the project. And so by the time they get to doing it in front of a live audience, they're kind of a well-oiled team, and so they can kind of sense when one's on their game and one's a little off tonight. And when needs support, or when they blew this, I need to come in and support that or make that fit. And that's they build that bond, and it's way different, but not all that different than military and police and stuff. When you get in the foxhole together, you tend to get closer. Even and trying times creates close bonds, and certainly not trying to compare live theater to first responder work, but they do put you emotionally in some of those same states. And so it creates some of those bonds and and to me, that's what makes the play better. And that's what, when you have a cast that knows each other and kind of gets on. I mean, they don't have to love each other, but they at least know what each other's thinking and can kind of fill in or be, okay, I can, and maybe not do the part per se, but are familiar with enough to, all right, I need to pivot to keep the story.
The story going.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what makes live theater really cool. So come out to the... so come out to the event on the 27th. Come have an amazing dinner at the Liberty. Come get a sneak peek of the shows. Please bid generously and often on the silent auction and live auction stuff. because all that money goes to support what the community theater, so we can talk about the 2033, the 2233 season or whatever. When who knows? Maybe at that point we don't even do it in buildings anymore. We're just in floating bubbles, and who knows? But whatever it is, we want to have a community theater that's available to do that. So.
Right.
Good deal.
Great.
What other? Is there any other information? Anything we want to share that I got us sidetracked on or didn't get a chance?
I don't
to talk
think
about?
so. I think we've covered it pretty good. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. And come out to the dinner on the 27th. Come meet.
It'll be great.
And it's a great chance to meet the directors and meet some of the members of the community theater and talk with them outside of getting ready for a show that night. I mean, there'll be a couple getting ready that night because there is presentations and things going on, but a lot of the members are sitting in the audience waiting to be entertained and stuff. So some of the directors and things, it's your chance to talk with them and talk with and who knows, say, man, I love that play, or I remember reading that as a kid. I would love to audition as for a part in this play, or this is your chance to talk about these kind of things and or learn more and say, hey, I've got a kid that I want to get them out of their shell. I want them. What can we do to help? And let's sit down and talk about that.
Yep.
So that's the beauty of it. And of course, if you've never been to the communal theater, it's a cool place. I mean, you get to go. Yes, if you've been back in the day when it was the Park Twin Theater and you go see movies, it's all melded into one theater now. It's not two movie theaters like it.
Right. Like
it's the Park Twin. But so I think one section is actually the theater part still,
right?
And then the other side's office spaces and
dressing
rooms and storage for copious amounts of costumes and set things, which to me is the cool part of it. To me, that's like the treasure within the treasure
trove.
Yeah, it's like the community theater and what they do is the mainstay, but by default you're a purveyor of history.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just by default, because people donate old uniforms, old clothing, old furniture, things that are antiques that are still serviceable because they got to sit on a stage. Maybe you don't put them in your house for company, but they sure work great when you're doing a 40s period movie or play, and it's kind of hard to when you're sitting on IKEA furniture when you're trying to pretend you're in the 40s. You know what I mean? And so that's why. But what happens is this is authentic stuff, and so you've got vases and just knickknacks and clothing, that were from these era periods. I mean, I've gone back and seen military uniforms. Some of that stuff dates back to World War II.
Yeah,
and you're like, this is history.
Actually, we have a World War I helmet.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's history. I
can't say that we've ever actually used it on stage. We need to
find a play that
I'm going to put it in Explorers Club. It's going to be hanging on the wall.
Hey, maybe that's
but even I probably can't because it's 1800.
Oh yeah, that would work. Maybe one went in the future, like a time machine. But maybe that's the game for this year.
Yeah.
You know how
how much of this stuff can we use?
how when they do like the improv stuff and they say, hey, it's sometime of the night you got to work in the word Aloysius or whatever it is.
Right.
Maybe we do this. All right. Every director, somewhere in your play, you've got to work in one of these items into the set somewhere, somehow, some way. Maybe that'd be a fun little side thing for them. And you just pick couple of the weirdest, most unique things that are back there, and so throughout and maybe that's the Easter egg for everyone else. When you come out to the play, find the find the item. We can turn this whole thing into a game here. So, but again, that's what community theater is. It's fun and by the way, if you're looking for a chance to broaden your horizons and your social circles a little bit, I invite you to audition for some of these plays or come out to when they have another improv night or another obviously tentpole play, but even when it's some of the side stuff, some of the monthly events or quarterly events that always happen at the community theater, please come out to these and get involved and meet some people. And who knows, maybe you're the next star of the next play. Maybe you're the star of the Explorers. Maybe it's you up there with the pot on your head or whatever doing the thing. That's what's cool about
Painted
it.
Blue.
Yeah. It's like when you say Explorers, for some reason, and this is maybe my age, and I instantly go to the old late 70s, early 80s movie Time Bandits. Do you remember that movie?
No.
Where it was a bunch of little people that would travel through time, but they were all dressed like from different. Like one's dressed up almost like a World War I pilot.
Okay.
The other's dressed up and they're costumed from different eras and stuff.
Okay.
So when I hear the Explorers, in my head I've got guys in like these coats and like the
think older.
Yeah, some guy with a top hat and a monocle eyepiece. Yeah, I mean, and they're all British and they're all very gentlemanly. But they all one looks like kind of like he's been hanging out in the North Pole or something. Kind of got like a big parka. Like there's a like the village people of these people in my head.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's nothing like that, but that's what I envision. So, some guy with a leather helmet or a leather pilot helmet, something like that.
Yeah.
One in every crowd there. But anyway, come out July 27th at the Liberty is the Curtains Rising event. You can get your tickets right now at the Communal Theater's website, Roswell Theater, spell theater THERE.com, or you can get tickets for the Curtains Rising event at thelibertyinc.com. You can also check out their upcoming shows and events too and get tickets there. By the way, you can learn about becoming a member at the Liberty while you're there too. But also note, all these concerts that they have there, you do not have to be a member to go to those. You just have you can get tickets on the website. Now, if you want to go to some of their exclusive events, like they'll have like a tasting night or Halloween or holiday party.
Right.
Those are members only.
Right.
But when they do their country concerts or various shows, they're open to anybody. So, thelibertyinc.com. Sorry, I had hiccups there. I was fighting through it. Thelibertyinc.com. You can go and get tickets for the Curtains Rising event here. Again, it's July 27th, 6:30 p.m. Doors open at the Liberty. Get your tickets. Come get the sneak preview of the upcoming season for the Roswell Communal Theater. Come out and bid on some great auction items. And who knows? Maybe you just found your next passion or hobby or interest for the rest of your life, for the next couple of years at least.
Yeah,
good deal.
For sure.
Well, as always, appreciate the visit. And
Thank you.
may give them a hard time for all the people that were supposed to be with you
we're supposed to
today.
be here that didn't show
That's
up.
right. Give them a hard time.
Oh, we should probably mention our sponsors real quick.
Yes,
if we
please
could
do.
That.
Please do.
So, of course, we have the Liberty who has partnered with us.
Awesome.
And so we also have Vogel Limited, B.A. Coots, Swickard Agency, Berkshire Hathaway, Anderson Bethany, Squirrel Marketing, Taylor and Associates. I know I'm forgetting somebody.
You always do.
I always do.
But a lot of these names you hear time and time again are not only for the communal theater, but other service organizations within our community as well, them stepping up and doing that stuff. So it's great to see that they're partnering again. And I know some of these sponsors in the past, not only monetarily, but, donating of items for sets and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I know like Anderson Bethany. Because most people don't have things like coffins laying around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you need some of those types of things for a play, an urn or something like that, they tend to have a few of those laying around to borrow or use for something.
Yeah, well, I think last year we borrowed a hearse or something.
Yeah.
From
See, that's really cool. Or like they'll donate like I know in the past, like some of the Christmas trees and things used for, I think Berkshire Hathaway was donating monies for all that kind of stuff.
They
so
bought
these supporters
trees,
go above and beyond just cutting a check every year. They physically get involved with the with the goings and comings of the communal theater. So we're very thankful for these.
Yep. So thanks to our sponsors. We appreciate all of them.
Absolutely.
And
you're the reason the doors keep opening.
Can't remember that other one, but
we'll get them. By the time we come in next time, we'll have
right.
them. And here's the thing. These organizations don't do it for the recognition. They do it because they love what the theater represents and love the people that are involved with it. And they want to support that. And that's, we'd love to thank them and get them as public recognition as much, but I can guarantee to each company person there, none of them are doing it for the shout out. They're doing it because they have a passion for the product.
Right.
So that's what it is. So thank you to our sponsors. Yep. Come on out, see it for yourself. Come have an amazing meal with us at the Liberty on the 27th.
Southwest Printers.
Southwest Printers. Thank you.
Knew it would come to me.
There
Sorry.
you go. We're glad we had before the end of the thing there.
Sorry.
I imagine they do quite a bit too as printers.
They help us a lot.
They probably do everything from helping out with from the programs to any screen printing or T-shirts and that kind of stuff needs. And so, 'cause whenever you have an event and you invite people to it, there's a lot of printing needs there.
There's a lot of printing needs.
Just from event night to promotional stuff. So, big thank you to them. But thank you as always, Letha, and we'll see you next time. And we'll get people, we'll get you back in as we get closer to opening night for the first show of the
play.
season, Murderous Night at the Museum. Invite people to come out. We'll get maybe some of the cast in to come in and do,
that'd be great.
Yeah, have some fun and do what we
I
do.
am in the cast.
Are you in the cast on this one?
I am in the cast.
Who's our director for this one?
So our director is Dan Coleman. It's his debut directorship.
His debut directorship.
Yeah. So as a full director, and he's doing a great job. It's going to be wonderful.
So is Dan just directing?
He's
not
just
doing
directing.
a dual role, director and serves the, because sometimes, not often,
sometimes that happens.
Sometimes it does happen where you have to wear multiple hats, and in theater it does happen.
As of right now, no, that's not happening, but it could.
Good deal, but
you never know.
And and you said this is one of your larger casts on this.
It is. There's 19 of us.
19. So that's going to be cool.
A lot.
Well, I imagine it makes sense because if the scene is something like the Smithsonian Museum or something like that, you've got to. That's a big world. You got to create on that stage. And a museum is full of larger than life artifacts.
Right. We do have a full size sarcophagus.
Wow.
Yes, it's great.
Golly.
Yeah.
Any skeletons or bones or
I
anything?
can't give away any secrets.
Oh. To kill me, I understand.
You'll have to come see it.
Come
Mike.
see it for yourself. Come, but definitely. And again, August 16th is opening night there for that. Again, RoswellTheater.com. You can get your tickets for all of these shows that we're talking about for the upcoming season and everything else, and kind of get a sneak peek. And then come out 27th. Come grub down on some delicious eats. Come bid on some awesome silent auction and auction items, and come see what's in store for the 2024-2025 season at the Roswell Community Theater.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, thank you, ma'am. And we'll see you guys next time. We're going to get Dan in here in the next week or two to get him talking about his play, too.
Yeah.
So, good deal. All right, it is 8:54. Man, time is flying. It's almost 9 o'clock already. What happened? Let's do this. Let's pause for Lou Dobbs and a quick commercial break before news. Don't go away.
Roswell Museum is announcing the exhibition of Mary Peck Landmarks. The exhibition will be on view July 27th through January 19th in the Roswell Museum's Graphics and Paul Horgan Galleries. From southeastern New Mexico in the late 1970s and mid-80s to Chaco Canyon in northwestern New Mexico and the ranch lands of Texas in the 1990s to lands along the proposed Keystone XL pipeline from Alberta, Canada to Nebraska and back again to New Mexico during the COVID-19 pandemic. Peck's exhibited works represent a limited survey of her 45 years behind the camera. The Roswell Museum is at 1011 North Richardson Avenue, just north of the Roswell Convention Center. The museum is open daily from 10 to 6. For more, visit roswellmuseum.org. State officials say they've uncovered widespread violations in the oil and gas industry, involving more than half of all companies operating in the Permian Basin of southeast New Mexico and West Texas. 75 of 114 sites inspected were found to be in violation of volatile organic compound regulations. According to the New Mexico Environment Department, companies could face fines under the Clean Air and Air Quality Standards Acts. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment, living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
Are bugs eating your garden and mosquitoes chasing you back in the house? Ask yourself, what would Jim Gill do?
This is John from Roswell Seed. You know, we've been battling bugs in Roswell since 1898. And if Jim was here, he'd draw on his immense knowledge and send you home with the right stuff. Chase the bugs out of your garden and the mosquitoes out of your yard.
Don't give the bugs a head start. Head for Roswell Seed Company and find out, what would Jim Gill do?
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
The Great One, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Former President Trump is once again a Republican presidential nominee. He brought the crowd to its feet the other day at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, introduced as the soon-to-be 47th President of the United States.
Here on the opening day of the GOP convention, Trump captured a majority of votes from delegates during a roll call of states. It makes Trump the Republican standard-bearer for the third consecutive election. He reached the necessary threshold with votes from his home state of Florida, announced by his son Eric. And delegates here inside the convention hall cheered wildly as they voiced their support for another Trump term at the White House. Greg Clugston, Milwaukee.
Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, Mr. Trump's pick for a vice presidential running mate. President Biden, interviewed by NBC News, admits that he made a mistake when he said it was, quote, time to put Trump in a bullseye. That remark came prior to the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. Mr. Biden also insisting he is not dropping out of the race for the White House. Well, much of the country has yet to escape a searing and deadly heat wave.
National Weather Service meteorologist Frank Pereira says expect the intense heat to continue today.
We're expecting temperatures today to reach near records to record-breaking all the way from the northeast, southern New England, down through the mid-Atlantic into portions of the southeast today.
But Pereira says a cold front working its way across the center part of the U.S. will eventually make its way to the eastern U.S. later this week, and that should provide some relief for some folks. I'm Donna Warder.
There is a rally underway this morning on Wall Street with the Dow up more than 1%. The blue chip index 443 points higher. The NASDAQ up a fraction, the S&P 17 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Forest perched on top of a mountain. That means that many of its inhabitants have evolved in isolation. Expeditions have found new species of chameleon, snake, bats and butterfly, and on our recent trip we saw possible discoveries of fish and dung beetle too. The Mozambique authorities are now taking action. They told the BBC that Mabu would be turned into a conservation area, which allows the local community to use it for firewood, but protects it from mining and logging.
The BBC's Jonah Fisher. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gerskovich is due back in a Russian court Thursday for the second hearing in his trial on espionage charges that he, his employer, and the U.S. government vehemently deny. News and analysis, townhall.com. One major airline wants its employees to keep their political views to themselves.
Delta Airlines is changing its employee uniform policy following a social media user's outrage over 2 flight attendants photographed wearing Palestinian flag pins. The uproar over the July 10th post that describes the Palestinian pins as Hamas badges prompted Delta to ban its employees from wearing pins representing any country or nationality besides the U.S. The new rule has taken effect. Both the attendants captured in the post were in compliance with Delta's previous policy, giving employees more flexibility with uniform accessories. John Scott report.
3 hikers have died in suspected heat-related cases at state and national parks in Utah. The victims include a father and daughter from Wisconsin. They got lost on a strenuous hike in Canyonlands National Park in triple-digit temperatures. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Ah, yes.
You know, when you kind of sang the maybe chant like, it reminded me that the other night, right before I went to bed, I was getting ready to turn off the TV, and the show I just finished watching ended. And Ace Ventura, the original, was about to come on.
Really?
And so
on what channel?
It was TNT or TBS or one of those. And so I had not turned off the TV quite yet. And the opening sequence of that show came on, and they didn't have chanting during that scene.
Right.
But I guess I haven't seen that movie in a while, because boy, howdy does Jim Carrey look like a child in that.
He really, it has been. Now I'm gonna really upset you here. It has been well over 30 years since that movie came out.
Gosh, I'm old.
I know, dude. I know. But if I'm not mistaken, and it's again been years since I've seen it, does that movie not start out with the scene of him kicking the UPS box down the street?
Yes.
Right? That's the opening scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's undercover. Yes. Undercover UPS guy, yeah. But I just see it, and I'm like, holy mackerel. Like, seeing him now, and you don't see it over time as you watch him.
Right.
But
because that's one thing I've always thought, is he's got that rubber face, so he's always kind of had a youngish face.
And then I just saw that, and I was like, boy, does he look so young in man.
You want to age up any face real quick, throw a beard on there, or even just like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
And that's what he did for his later roles, is he started rocking the beard, and that's what made him kind of look a little bit older.
Yeah.
But
wisdom-y.
More enwizened.
Oh, enwizened.
Enwizened. I think it's enwizened, but I like to say enwizened.
I feel like that's a class at Hogwarts.
Well, it's kind of like how The Simpsons created the word embiggens because of it was on the statue in the middle of town, and now it's in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. So yeah, enwizened. But yeah, he's always had that kind of youngish face. I mean, from a lot of his roles.
Sure.
But
and like even when I see him today, I don't look at him as like an old man.
Mhm.
But just seeing that, minute or two of the opening scenes of Pet Detective, I was just like, wow, he looks so young in there. It just hit me, and then it didn't connect, and then you did the and it just got me into the alrighty then.
Although that is from the sequel.
I know, but
just for the
it's all Jim Carrey.
It's really funny. Most people that quote the Ace Ventura movies quote the second one. There's not a lot of quotable lines from the first one. There's just people remember him as talking from his butt.
Well,
and
I think one of the biggest quotable lines from the series is from the first one.
Finkel and Einhorn.
I was going to say your gun's digging into my hip.
Yeah, gun is digging into my hip. Oh, yes. I didn't factor in all the Einhorn is Finkel and the laces out of it all. I'm looking for Ray Finkel and a clean pair of shorts.
I'm just thinking about it, laugh. I gotta admit, those movies are genius. I don't care what anybody says.
They are.
As devoid of importance as they are, they're pretty genius movies.
Here's the thing. It wasn't a great first home or outing for Jim Carrey because it taught him nothing about theatrical acting. He just basically, it was one note. He delivered all of his lines like this.
Yeah. But to me, it's funny. So, I mean, it's kind of like play the hits. I like the hits, You don't go to your favorite band's concert to hear their B-sides and do that. When you want to hear the hits, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well.
Some do.
I honestly go for the B-sides.
Yeah, I know. But you know what I mean.
I understand.
You pay $500 to see a show and they don't play their hits, you're going to be mad.
Yeah, if I went to see U2 and they didn't play Where the Streets Have No Name, somebody's going to suffer.
Yeah, I'm not saying you won't tolerate the stuff, but you better hear the hits.
That's something that happened recently. They started a small residency at the Sphere in Vegas.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I remember seeing something online that they did the first concert in there, and I guess they glommed on for a Celine Dion like appearance there.
Tickets were like $500, and that's just for like the regular general
seats.
That
makes sense. U2 thinks a lot of themselves.
I cannot imagine a scenario where I would pay $500 to see anyone.
Right? Don't they get the hint? Like, they literally gave an album to you if you bought an iPhone, and people deleted it on their phones.
We were like, no, you keep that.
That's a message to you saying, maybe I don't want to hear your music.
We're going to play a couple songs off our new album, and that's when everybody goes to the bathroom.
You really think? And if they're going to pay $500, it's because they want to see the bubble. They ain't seeing you two. Yep. They want to see the bubble.
Which, by the way, the Sphere up close, it's not that much to look. I mean,
that's why you never see close-ups of it online.
LEDs are so kind of spaced apart so that it looks brilliant from miles away.
From a drone shot.
But when you're close, it's like being in, way up close to a pixel TV. It's just, it's very, bless you.
I've been fighting that sucker for a minute.
It's very off-putting. So I don't know. It lessens the experience the closer you get to it.
Sure.
I feel like.
But I hear inside's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff going on inside.
So that'd be for I think the draw is you get big bubble, but let's face it, it's kind of when you see things like Empire, it's like Graceland. Like Graceland in my head seemed like this huge thing, and then I get there and I'm like, I mean, it's a big house, but not like what I was thinking. I'm thinking like Richie Rich big,
right?
And
well, that's the thing is you come from an era that has seen the show Cribs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to impress somebody with a house like Graceland when you've essentially seen somebody's like inside indoor grotto.
True. But then that all makes up for it when you go inside and see the rooms.
Yeah.
Because and I lived the 70s, so I know what the latest fashion of the late 70s was.
Right.
And even in that, because it's all 70, obviously it's not been updated to have 90, but more modern. But it's even over the top for 70s. We weren't putting mirrors on at least normal people weren't.
So much velour.
Yeah,
shag everywhere. Yeah. Chandeliers. Yeah. A lot of gold.
Yes, it's a lot of sensory overload there.
Tis.
We got a busy hour for you, so we better get her going. We're going to start things off with having the folks from the Roswell Literacy Council join us, Richard Garcia and David Heck, give us an update on what they've got going on there. And then right after that, we're going to have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office, Drew and Tamara and Caitlin, right, will also join us. And, of course, it's fair to say that it's fair season. Chaves County Fair gets underway next week, and, of course, boom, 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 they start firing off week after week around the state. And then,
pretty sure Eddie and Chavez, they usually happen the same week, right?
No, Eddie's usually like a week or two later. So I think they're another
after?
week. Yeah, I think they're the week after.
So I don't have to panic yet.
Yes.
Good.
At the disco. So let's get things going. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon high, and we still have high pressure parked overhead, so we get sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting in, low to mid 70s, and then on Wednesday, we do have a slim chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, up around 100 again, and then a little bit better chance of rain coming up on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 38% with winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Sunny with a high of 102 today. Southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 73 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. The rest of the week, we're looking at rain chances pretty much every day. 30% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Otherwise, mostly sunny. Highs near 100. Thursday, a 40% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy with a high of only 89. Friday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy and a high of 96. And then the weekend, 50% chance of rain Saturday, partly cloudy, 93. 40% chance of rain Sunday, partly cloudy, and 89. All right, it is 8:16. We're going to take a quick 2.5-minute break, and then we're going to have the folks from the Roswell Literacy Council join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Celebrate freedom. Celebrate huge savings with 0% financing, more for your trade, and no payments till October during the Red, White, and Blue sales event at the all-new Roswell Ford. With new management and a whole new attitude, Roswell Ford makes trading up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle fast, fun, and easy. Upside down in your loan or stuck in your lease, Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Right now, get huge savings with rates as low as 0% for 66 months. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. We've partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 15 per thousand financed on select new Ford models with approved credit.
It's time for the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. Come to the Lee County Fair for the greatest entertainment in New Mexico. August the 2nd, it's the annual Hispanic Heritage Celebration featuring Eric y su grupo Mazore and Los Tigres del Norte. Tuesday, August the 6th, after PRCA Extreme Bulls, it's country legends, the Bellamy Brothers. Wednesday, August the 7th, Faith and Family Night featuring Casting Crown. Nobody but Jesus. Thursday, August the 8th, it's Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night with Joe DiMaria.
Heads Carolina, tails California.
Friday, August the 9th, celebrate America's Heroes with Justin Moore.
This is my
Then Saturday, for Volunteer Appreciation Night, it's country superstar Kane Brown.
Baby, I swear I can feel it in the air.
Log on to LeeCountyFair.net for tickets and more information. Don't miss the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. 88 years of tradition.
Strong women need strong partners to help them lead their healthiest lives. At Artesia General Hospital, Dr. Scott Beard and nurse practitioner Lori Crockett deliver compassionate, holistic care to women at every age and stage. From routine checkups to diagnostic testing and specialty services like urogynecology, you can expect the most innovative, personalized care close to home. Learn more about women's services at Artesia General Hospital online at artesiageneral.com/women or by calling 575-736-8394. Many women's services are also offered in Carlsbad.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Literacy Council, of course, Larry Martin back with us, and Richard Garcia and David Hecht as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Good morning. Very good. Good morning. Very good.
Of course, for folks not familiar, it's been a minute since we've had the Literacy Council on. Folks, if you're not familiar, the Roswell Literacy Council is a group of volunteers that help people become literate, and whether it's if they're becoming English as a second language, if it's just lack of literacy skills, or trying to get a high school equivalency, or or even help people with citizenship status, things like that. You kind of anything in that world, you free of charge help people navigate through that kind of stuff.
Correct. Go ahead, David.
I said correct.
Yeah. So, and anything I'm missing, of course, fill in the blanks there. I just kind of gave a kind of a general scope of things.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, but this is all volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
And the services that we provide are for the community. And you just touch on base exactly what we actually do. We try to prepare people for their citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
We try to people that want to learn, that are Hispanic, or that want to learn English,
mm-hmm.
or there's others that want to learn Spanish.
Sure.
We can provide those services free of charge.
By the way, the younger you expose your children to both languages, the better you're serving them for a lot of other things too, not just being fluent in two languages.
Well, I think for the kids or the young adults, it will help them in school.
Absolutely.
The thing about it is they'll be able to communicate and understand.
Mm-hmm.
I know that some of us come from a background in education and other fields of our employment, but this even helps the school district. That we do the tutoring. We do the tutoring at the Youth Challenge, and
kind of filling in the gaps where gaps in the line where other places have resources, but maybe they're overwhelmed or understaffed. And you guys are coming in and say, "Well, let us help meet those needs in these situations."
And the thing about it is, it's in any organization, it's hard to always find volunteers. Always.
Absolutely.
And you see right here, I mean, we're part of the board. We make decisions that benefit not only the Literacy Council but the community.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass it over to Larry, and he can give us a little bit more background about the hours and stuff of availability to the community. But in closing on my part is that we are a nonprofit organization, and we do accept donations.
Absolutely.
And we need them to keep the doors open. We need them. Any organization, because we go hand in hand. The Assurance Home, Atrusa, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
We try to build a chain of helping each other.
And like you said, all the services you provide to folks that come through your doors, it's free of charge. So, no income there. The really only income you get is, through grants and things that you have folks having, and through the generosity of the community here. And just, I imagine the material alone to help teach, whether it's to get folks through their high school diploma or literacy, just the material cost for the training tools and all the, I'm sure, pamphlets and workbooks and things that, that's not cheap. And so, money's got to, so folks, if you want to help financially, is great. But even if you want to, and I'm sure this is where Larry can kind of come in and talk a little bit more, even if you want to donate an hour or two a day or a week or whatever your availability is, that is equally appreciated and needed here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Larry, kind of talk about some of the, as far as the volunteer demands, needs, and, what kind of things that you're looking for right now.
Well, we have an office we keep open from 9 to 4, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Trying to keep expenses down. But we have a facility, it's ours. We don't have to worry about it. We
free and clear.
We lease part of it to the Red Cross, so they just maintain an office.
They've been a little busy lately.
You betcha.
That office has been probably pretty
pretty open a lot lately. I'm just
they're
saying,
glad they're with us, and we are too. And we basically are looking for tutors who can do it. I mean, the three of us tutor out at the Youth Challenge, and by the way, I consider that one of the best investments the state makes. Keeps kids out of jail and out of the hospital and whatever.
Well, they create a foundation for youth.
Absolutely.
And once the foundation's there, they can go wherever they want. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. And when, whatever life challenges, that foundation wasn't quite set yet. And Youth Challenge concrete solidifies that foundation. It's an amazing program. Yeah. So you're right. Absolutely.
One of our tutors is Dr. Clark. He was in the paper 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And at 96, I believe, he's still tutoring math, which is great.
Absolutely. And, but like you said, you could use some more bodies, fresh faces coming in to reach out to these individuals and help them get to that next level.
Yeah. Generally speaking, we end up we get retired teachers or people who were teachers long ago and still want to do
Obviously,
it. Still
they have the training.
There's the training. That's right. You just can't go in and teach.
You have to connect with an individual. It does take a skill set, and teachers, especially retired ones, are well versed in that.
And if I might be able to add before we pass it on, is that we also will have people that are young adults that are looking for employment. We can help them with their applications and their resumes.
Sure.
We've got the qualified people to do that, as Larry mentioned.
Excellent.
We got Mary Lou Trujillo as a director. We got Janie Cortez that's in the office. And we got Joanne Mata.
Nice.
And they're all skilled and they're all knowledgeable of all these areas that we're talking about today.
So if that's kind of a hurdle for folks that are looking for work, come reach out to Literacy Council. Let's see what we can do, whether it's practicing interviews to help navigate an application or putting together a resume.
Well, some of these applications, man, they're so complex, man, that they can't really get into it.
And I just thought of another point. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I just was thinking as you're talking, but say you're the other side. Maybe you're a little seasoned. Maybe you've retired and you're looking to get back in the workforce. I hate to burst your bubble, but the resume of the day that you were applying is a lot different than the resume of today.
That's it.
You might need to reach out to the Literacy Council and let's get you up to speed on getting that process.
We can really do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
less is more nowadays.
That's it. I could probably need help filling an application.
Well, it's just funny. I was listening to Kim Commando over the weekend on the radio, and she was talking about the resumes and things, and when she's looking for people, and she says, when I see 7 and 8 page resumes, I'm like, oh boy, it's like keep it 1 to 2 pages, keep it, and they were.
That's she
was actually throwing some of those tips
story.
out. Yeah.
Well, if you've had that many jobs, you might not be.
I think it could be red. Where you think it's experience might actually end up to be a red flag.
That's it. What about you, David? What do you got to say? Are you done, Larry, or are you not?
No, I think Larry has more.
Yeah, I bump in and get into talking.
That's my fault, right?
But we're looking for volunteers. We're looking to folks that could be tutors in various ways, or maybe you can help. Maybe you're good at. Maybe you worked at a government job filling out forms and stuff for a living. Your skill set might be very much needed here. Well, is navigating copious amounts of forms and stuff. That can be quite intimidating for people.
Yes, it is.
If you've spent a career doing that. Those are very helpful skills to the Literacy Council here. But even if you just have a heart to help people, that's enough. We can, like you said, you'll train the rest to kind of teach them how to teach, and things like that. So if you have the time and the heart, then we'll figure out the rest here. But if you do have those special skills, please, we would really, really, really like you to have you come part.
If you want to see what we have, we're on West 10th Street, just west of Missouri.
Okay.
1 block.
Very good.
And I hate to say it, I can't remember the address.
609 West 10th Street.
And the phone number.
609.
Give them the phone number.
The phone number is 625-1369.
Very good. That's what they got you here, Dave, to bail them out when they.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we're directors. We don't know anything important.
They're the heads, but you're the shoulder pointing where the head goes.
That's why I'm the president.
First, I got to spend the first minute going harump and walk around.
But like we said, we're free. There's no obligation.
Absolutely.
You can come in and check us out if you don't like us. Whatever.
And that's just it. The other thing too is if you're in need of these services, please reach out. Please, this world is hard to navigate. Take advantage of these resources to make navigating life a little bit easier for you. Whatever it is, whether you just want to be able to converse in public better, or understand what's going on better, or read a book that maybe you couldn't read before, or if it's I want my high school diploma, I want my college degree, I want to be a U.S. citizen. Whatever it is, reach out. Let's it's sure a lot easier when you have a bunch of people in your corner than you trying to do it yourself.
Well, I think that's the whole nutshell of this thing, man. Is that we're providing a service that I wish we would have had it when I was young.
Sure.
And in school. Of course,
I got a funny feeling that's why you're involved today.
Well, I've been involved in many other organizations, as you well know.
Sure.
But, the thing about it is we live in a different time now. And it's hard. And talking about applications, I mean, there's some of these young people that, you can probably go to whether any type of job, your skills. And the important thing is learning, because we learn with them. We might teach them, but we learn with them because everybody's different.
If you're not growing every day, then you're not living.
And what we do is that we try to instill some value of what we're teaching them. It's not that we're there because we're all volunteers. We all been through this, and we're all in the same mix.
Sure.
We want, especially the youth. The youth nowadays don't want to get involved in any organizations that takes their time from being on their phones or whatever it is. But Literacy Council has been around for a long time, as well as many other of the organizations here in town. We all provide a service. The thing is that people got to take advantage of it. I'm not taking advantage of us, but taking advantage of the opportunities.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's what it's all about.
Sure.
I mean, and another thing, is that we got a fantastic facility. We got a conference room. We got a library room that if somebody wanted to have a meeting, talk to our director and people that are there that we have the facility for usage, instead of going maybe to a place that's high dollar.
Sure.
Because we got everything, and we're centrally located, man. We're just down from BCA in Washington and Missouri.
And it's quiet if you need quiet.
And it's quiet. And it's quiet.
Yeah.
But we provide that service.
Good deal.
Matter of fact, there was a TV station that wanted to rent some space there from us, and of course that never went through. But we do offer these opportunities and I could say goods to the community.
Sure.
And
like for instance, maybe there's a business that's maybe wanting to hire some people, but don't want to do that on site.
That's right. There you go. That's the word I wanted to use.
Maybe it's a good place.
We're on site.
Yeah.
And Larry and David can attest to, hey, we got a fantastic place, man. We got people can come and see it.
Sure.
Hey, if you're interested and you want to have a small meeting, hey, well, how many people can we fit in that conference room?
20 or 30.
Okay.
20, 30, maybe even 40 with the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got a small kitchen there, and we use it, and it's right for us.
Right.
And it could be right for somebody else.
Absolutely. So come reach out. Larry, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys? Is it reach out to the phone number? I know you guys do have a Facebook page.
The phone number is, David, give the phone number.
Yeah, get that phone number one more time.
Area code 575-625-1369.
Very good. Do you guys still active with the Facebook as well, too, the Literacy Council Facebook page?
No.
No, okay. Just wanted to, because I was going to throw that out there, too, but if it's not active, then
we
don't need to do that.
Be active.
So call the phone number.
Yeah.
One more time, David.
Area code 575-625-1369.
Very good. So reach out if you'd like to volunteer, if you are in need of some of these services, if you'd like to donate, if you'd like to get involved, if whatever level here, please reach out, or if you're in need and ready to make that step to the next part in your journey here, reach out to Literacy Council and let them be in your corner and help you get there.
Well, thank you.
thank you guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time here.
You'll see us again.
That's right. Well, imagine we got to go ahead, Larry.
We're mostly funded by the United Way, but we have a fundraiser, the Knowledge Bowl.
That's what I was about to hit. I'm sure there's a Knowledge Bowl that'll be on the horizon.
Yeah,
here
sometime in late September, October, we're going to have a Knowledge Bowl.
So as we get maybe a little cooler, I don't know. It's debatable in September.
Well, we'd like to come back and inform everybody about what it's all about.
Absolutely. We'll have you guys
and let's see how smart we really are.
That's right. Well,
I think we're smarter than Larry, but I don't know. Some of those questions he gives, I couldn't even remember SpongeBob.
I know it all. I just can't remember it all at once.
That's right.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Okay.
All right. It is 8:34. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to talk with the folks from the Extension office. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The Portales Summer Jam is coming to the ENMU campus courts Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. This 3-on-3 youth basketball and pickleball tournament is open to all ages and skill levels. Registration is only $25 per person with military and student discounts available, plus trophies, prizes, music, food, and more. Space is limited, so head for portales.com or call 575-356-8541 for more info and to sign up today. The Portales Summer Jam, Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. on the ENMU courts, presented by the Roosevelt County Community Development Corporation. This ad paid in part by Portales New Mexico Lodgers Tax. When others say no, Roswell Hyundai says yes. The bank manager is at Roswell Hyundai for a short time to say yes. No social security number or ITIN number? Yes. No driver's license? Yes. It doesn't matter. Roswell Hyundai says yes. If you have a job that earns at least $12 an hour, Roswell Hyundai wants to say yes. Roswell Hyundai wants 100% approval, which means they want to say yes to you. Yes. Get zero down, zero payments till fall, plus up to $4,000 more for your trade. Yes. On now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Yes! Are you looking for something fresh? Or are you trying to find that confident smile you once had? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and I would like to invite you to our office to experience a new kind of dentistry. We have the most advanced technology and a highly trained team to provide you the best experience possible. Whether you're looking for a bright new smile or just want to make sure everything checks out for the best, call us today and set up your appointment for your next great experience.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 37 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Extension Office, of course, Tamara and Drew are back with us, and Caitlin Wright joining us as well. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
In unison, check you out. You guys are just...
we practice.
That's right.
We practice.
Get one more of you can start a quartet. Well, how is everyone's shiny and happy? And I know this is busy season for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's good that you're shiny and happy. That means
exactly.
They haven't gotten too much yet. So
no.
Good deal. But I don't know where you want to start, but I know the Chavez County Fair is next week here. So
it is.
A lot going on there. I guess that's as good a place as any to start here.
Absolutely. So Life starts coming in on Monday, but the horse show is on Saturday at 5 o'clock. So come on out and support the kids for that one.
Very good.
There is a pet show open to the public on Monday. So bring all your little ones and their talented pets and all their acts to come join us.
So what's where's the cutoff on pet? Like dog, cat, yes.
We've had snapping turtles. We've had
goldfish,
toads,
hamsters.
We've had a pet rock,
guinea pigs.
We've had a pet sister.
Okay.
We've had
a pet sister.
I have a pet sister,
and that's when the feud started.
Be creative.
So if it doesn't qualify as livestock, we could pretty much call it a pet.
Pretty much.
Hey, we've
even
had
some
goats in there,
livestock
too.
Okay,
you know, become
pet goats.
pets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those kids build a bond with those
you
animals.
can cross. Hey, it's my pet, but she's a pretty goat. We're gonna go.
That's
it. But very cool. So, if you've never participated in a livestock show, a livestock show ring at the fair, because you don't have a farm or ranch, and you don't, that's not, but you got Scruffy. You got, let's prance them on in and let's have some fun. And I'm sure that one, judging's a little bit different on that one because obviously all the animals are different. So I imagine its personality counts a lot in this one.
They do. So they have some different kind of awards to give out, from the most creative to the most unusual to the best dressed.
So come in costume with your pet.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, very cool. So is that a new category, or has this been a tradition?
This has been a tradition. It's going to be 6:00 on Monday.
Okay. So 6 o'clock Monday next week. So that's day one of the Chaves County Fair, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So right out the gate, or bring your pets and come have fun there. Good too. Now, I love to encourage people to come out to Now, granted, this is not the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. There's not going to be, the size and magnitude that is that fair.
Yeah, correct. It won't have all the rides and everything like that, but it'll be a good time and a great show.
Yeah, that's the cool part. You get to see these kids. It's kind of their first chance of the season to show off what they've been doing all winter, and it's a lot of fun. And I don't care who you are or where you come from. I could be entertained all day by watching some kid that's about 3 foot tall handle a 800-pound steer, moving them around the ring. That is
correct.
Pure. I'm impressed and entertained all at the same time.
We don't want to forget either that there are so many indoor projects. You've got cake decorating, sewing, baking,
absolutely,
all the inside stuff that has been worked on so hard too. And I don't know about you, but I love food.
Oh yeah. Well, pull back the curtain. This was I used to do the show in Artesia for about 8 years, back years ago. And a couple years actually, they asked me to do some of the judging at the Eddy County Fair for baked goods and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. On the surface, I was like, it's going to be a good day, Mike. It's going to be a good day. Oh, my gosh.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And I felt so bad after that. I was like, no more cookies.
Yeah.
At first, you're like, "Ooh, that was good." And you eat the whole cookie.
Oh no!
No.
Big mistake. Yes.
Big mistake.
One small bite and move on.
Yeah. But you're right. And the other part I love is you don't realize how many artistes you have in this community. Sometimes I challenge you to go into the education building and look at some of the painting stuff, just some of that art and things, or any of the art really, sculptures, any of that stuff. Look at it. And I defy you, without looking at tags and stuff, tell me if an adult or a child painted that. And a lot of times you can't tell. It's like, that's a beautiful painting. That was a 10-year-old? You're blown away by that. So.
And some of the leather crafts, some of the welding projects. I mean, it is impressive. Some of the woodworking.
Yeah.
It really is impressive what some of these kids will do.
It's artisan work. It really is artisan work, and I dare I say these, some of these kids and the younger ones especially are going to be your next generation in the artist studios here, and doing that kind of. Roswell has a very big art community and art, that kind of district. So,
one of those projects was so good last year that I asked him to do the same thing for my wife's Bible. So he did a leather cover for his personal Bible.
Okay,
and it was so exquisite. I sought him out and asked him to do the same thing for my wife's Bible.
Nice.
And he made a leather cover for my wife's Bible. And so it was really, it is impressive what you see and what these kids can do. And
that's another thing, too. If you really love their art, you can work side deals with them.
Oh, I definitely did.
Drew was all over it.
The fair board has nothing to do with it, but if you want to work, they'll give you a phone number if you want to get a hold of an artist. Can they find the fair book and everything at the Eastern Mexico State Fair website, or is it at
the fair book's actually on our county 4-H website.
Okay.
They can find the schedule and stuff posted to our Facebook page, but the fair book in whole is on our website.
Good deal. So if you want to see
all the other shows other than the pet show on Monday here. You can, and of course, I imagine this weekend's when they start doing the registering and signing ins and all that kind of, I guess, their weigh-ins. I don't know.
Yeah, so entries come in on Friday with livestock coming in on Sunday, and we get all of those things categorized and weighed in and stuff like that, and then shows start on Monday. We do want to make sure that the community knows that the livestock sale is on Friday night.
Okay.
So that's July 26th. Is that correct? At 7 o'clock.
All right.
So these kids have worked all year.
Mm-hmm.
So those getting through the sale, this is a great opportunity to support kids and a small business and that. And you, some of our community may say we don't have enough to buy the whole animal.
Yeah.
The Fair Board does allow some add-ons and things like that to be tacked on to those youth.
They can do,
go in as a group.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of times where you probably get as many sometimes as a dozen different families that have all chipped in on a cow or a pig or something like that. Just to, because here's the deal. If you're trying, why are they doing that? It's because, like you said, this is the hard work of the kids, and the older kids, this is going towards college money and things like that. Our younger students, this starts paying for next year's project.
Correct.
Whatever, if they go, we're going to get bigger this year, and this pays for that kind of that. So it's to further their education on that.
Correct.
And so, and this is part of the fun. It does get a little, braggadocious and like, all right, we got records to beat, we got, and so a competitive spirit does become attached to the livestock auction, and it's a good thing because at the end of the day, it's all for these kids, and this is the next generation. If you want your kids and your grandkids to have food, this is the kind of stuff you need to support.
The food and to learn hard work pays off. And we have such great community support that we have so many businesses come out and really support these youth. And so we're very thankful for them and this community and how they support these kids.
And that's why I want to invite folks that normally if you go out to the Eastern Mexico State Fair, and I get it, how many times can I go around the merry-go-round or the Ferris wheel and all that? This next week's fair really focuses on the countryside of it, the working side of what a fair is and why we do it to promote the industry and to educate the next generation of the industry. So I want you to come on out. There'll be plenty of food. There'll be plenty of fun things to do while you're there. But sit and watch these livestock shows. Certainly come out next Friday night to the auction. And even if you I get it. I got thousands of dollars to throw around either like that, but you can throw $100 this way or whatever to help these kids. That's an amazing thing, and these kids greatly appreciate it. I am kind of curious because I know we talked a little bit about this before, but I get muddy in it because I didn't grow up in this world. So the animals that win the reserve and grand champions, they're the ones that go up for auction this time, right?
So it's a combination. So those that have Grand and Reserve definitely go through the sale.
Yeah.
But depending on the numbers that we have in classes, you may see some firsts or some seconds roll through there as well.
Okay.
So the kids themselves are kind of limited to 2 animals going through the sale so that everybody has an opportunity.
Okay.
So you may see some other kids pull up into the sale depending on what the kids above them choose to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of curious on. Like, so say and this is where maybe I'm wrong. Say the student decides, well, yeah, I won here or whatever, but I want to show it at the Eastern or I want to show it at the State Fair.
And as long as it didn't get Grand or Reserve, they can do that.
Gotcha.
And so that does
So if you
open
do
up.
get Grand or Reserve, you are kind of locked in.
Yes, you're locked into the sale.
We're going to the sale today.
Correct.
So don't worry.
And so that's part of the strategy, too, when they're looking at their animals on which ones they're bringing to county, which ones they're bringing to state, which ones they're taking to Eastern. And so there is a strategy to it.
So playing the gambling odds here.
That is.
Which fairs, by and large, have the biggest payouts for these kids? Is it the State Fair? Is it the Eastern? Is it our local Chaves County
Honestly,
fair?
our local Chaves County and our Eastern have very good sales.
I was about to say because the closer to the heart they are, the more generous they're going to be. You know
Correct.
what I mean?
Because it's more local.
Yeah.
The families tend to know each other.
Exactly.
We're
That's
a
my
nice
neighbor's
small
kid.
community. Correct.
So that makes so I see the logic there. I was just wondering if how the wheels turn on it because I'm sure it's a strategy and that's as it should
Very
be
much
because.
So.
And to be honest, that's part of farming and ranching because these are the same kinds of decisions when it comes to operating their farms and ranches they're going to make. It's like, all right, do I scale back this crop to make room for this crop? The weather's not going to be favorable for this one. Maybe I should back this off to go this way. And these are the kind of decisions, and they're learning it at this level.
Correct.
Right now.
You have to make decisions in life, and that is a big one.
Yep. So trust me, this is all the future. If you enjoy going to the grocery store and buying those various cuts of meat under saran wrap, or going to buy those apples and stuff and produce there, you need to support these kids that are out at the fair this next week and in future fairs coming in the months ahead.
Very much so. And then if you're interested in showing and you want to show and you don't live on a farm or a ranch, you can show. That is not strictly just if you have a farm or you have a ranch or you grow up on a dairy. None of that is limiting. So if you are interested, come out to the fair, talk to some of these kids, talk to us, and we can help you find places where you can house your animals and where you can get involved and do this. Absolutely. It really is a great program.
And that's something too I want to, we talk about when we talk 4-H every month here is, yeah, you can get involved in 4-H like Drew's saying and be involved in the fair and like you said, have nothing to do with cleaning a cow or a pig or doing or touching an animal. Correct. You could get in if you're into computers, if you're into shooting sports, if you're into arts and crafts, if you're into home economics, if you're into leather work, if you're into if you're into something and there's not enough of it, maybe find some more people and we'll create that.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty for it. If we don't have it, maybe we can create it. That's it's as fluid as the community wants it to be here.
Exactly.
So please, come out next week. Talk to all the kids. You'll see. I'm sure you'll see Drew and Tamara and Caitlin. Everybody kind of out and about. Talk to them. Visit with them. Go and ask them. What I'm going to do. And imagine some of the kids you'll talk to. They're probably involved in multiple clubs. Some are livestock. Some are probably shooting sports or something that has nothing to do with farm life. And so. Talk with them. That's what they and by the way, something else adults you'll notice, because this is something I notice, and it doesn't matter what fair it is, Chavez, Eastern State, it don't matter. Every time I interview kids from 4-H, FFA, that community, they're very mature and polite. It's just something. It's all yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. You ask them a question, they give you a thought-provoking answer, not just like, yeah. Trust me, as a guy that interviews people, oh my gosh, I'll ask a 10-minute question, I get, yes. And I'm like, what are we going to say now?
Oh, Mike, we both know you don't have a problem with that.
But sometimes I do feel like I dominate conversations, and I hate doing that. But sometimes I feel the need because it's dead air, and I'm like, and so I'm just like, so what do you think? Do you really? And I'm trying to see if they're registering on what I'm saying. Yeah. And I'm like, I think I got them, and it's like,
Nope, lost them.
Oh, you done me dirty. Not trying to pick favorites, but athletes are the worst. Like of the kids of the high school age that I have usually the most trouble getting them to talk, it's the sports kids. Doesn't matter, girl, boy, what sport. If it's a sport, it's like, so what are you doing to prepare for the game tonight? I don't know.
But that's so much a part of 4-H is that communicative skill set that we really push, that public speaking, and so they get a lot more roundedness in that area, whereas within sports they're maybe not having to go out and talk to a whole lot of people on a regular, and so the focus is different. And so I'm sure if those youth want to get better at that skill, 4-H is a great place for them.
Absolutely. Well, and that's part of it, the parliamentary procedure, that's stuff, parliamentary rules, all that is very much part of 4-H. So when they conduct meetings and things, they learn that, and I'm pretty sure those children are not going to be able to navigate the rest of their lives without having to have knowledge of those things. If you volunteer at any kind of organization at some point in your life, and that's kind of what we're creating here, is those next generation of those folks.
Very much.
They're going to be sitting on boards and things like that, and that almost, every board that's on the up and up, that's what they do.
Very much so. Very much so.
Just saying. But fair is next week again. Go to the extension office website to download the fair book for the Chavez County Fair here. If you want to get, especially if you plan on participating, so you don't want to botch your turn-in times, or make sure you're in compliance with all the rules and what you can and cannot do and turn in at this year's fair here. Is there any big changes on some of that kind of stuff that people that do this in and out need to be aware about? Or is it pretty much, same as usual?
No, there haven't been any major changes to any of that. No.
Okay, good. I'm very naive in this world here, so I'm just like, I know people that, if you're in the industry and the thing, you don't need to go consult the fair book for the rules. You probably have them ingrained in your brain somewhere.
It's always good to review, though.
Yes.
It's always good to review.
Outside of fair, what else we got going on? Anything for our farmers and gardeners out there?
So we do. So this Saturday we have gardening at the library again, and it's going to be led by one of our master gardeners, and they're going to be talking about troubleshooting in your garden and mitigating drought damages in your garden.
Step one: don't shoot in your garden. That might the lead might.
Yeah, it can stir up a little bit.
Sorry, bad joke.
If you lay the fertilizer out instead of shooting it in, it helps a lot.
Yeah. You want think carpet, not target.
Yeah, correct. And then, of course, we're getting back into that season where we're going to be worried about pecan weevil. So at the end of this month, after the fair, on the 29th, we will be having our first pecan weevil trap workshop.
All right.
Where we'll build the trap together, and you'll learn how to monitor for the pecan weevil within your backyard pecans.
Nice.
And so we've had very positive feedback on this, and this is a program we want to keep going to help protect our producers. Pecan industry is a huge industry in New Mexico, and we want to get rid of this weevil. It is costing our producers here in the county anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 annually because of the quarantine procedures that they have to follow.
Well, and if it starts infiltrating the commercial
If it goes there, it's a struggle to get rid of. And so we're very thankful that right now it stayed in homeowners' backyards, and a large part because of the monitoring programs, and also because of NMDA's free treatment for homeowners that do have the weevil in their backyard.
Just was curious, is this something that we're going to have to deal with forever, or will this eventually, this too shall pass?
NMDA at the last report was very positive that Chaves County can eventually get it out of the quarantine because of our monitoring and because of the treatments that have been going on and the decline in the population in those areas where they are treating. Yeah. The problem with the weevil is its biology. And so it is a long-term cycle so
it's built for the long haul.
It is. It's a very tough one to take out because it'll bury itself about 1 to 2 feet in the soil and pupate there, and then the next year only about 90% of those weevils that drop down in the soil to pupate will actually emerge. The other 10% usually waits 2 years before emerging. So that's why it's a constant monitoring and constant long-term
they leave a little
plan.
Long-term. Even when you get rid of them, they left you a little present for later.
Well, they can. And so that's why we continue to monitor even after we're not finding the weevil in that location.
Sure.
And so they'll continue to monitor for up to 3 years after the last weevil sighting.
It's amazing how God's creatures, how they what abilities and traits they give them to survive and to keep the breed going. So
very much so.
It's very interesting. It's a pain in the butt, from our perspective here, but from another perspective, it's kind of neat to see how nature works.
Yes, it is. And it's definitely one we want to get rid of. And so please do call into the office, sign up for one of the workshops.
Yeah.
So again, we'll have 3 more in August. And
we have
we'll
like
have
an adult arts and crafts thing, maybe?
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, you go, maybe we do one at like a fair, like had the commercial building where we just walk up and
that would be
build
pretty
your
awesome.
own pecan weevil trap.
And we do that in these workshops, but that may not be a bad idea, Mike. You may have just started a new program.
Kids love doing it. Let's give some one for the adults. You serve drinks, you'll be the most popular booth at the thing.
I'll have to get that approved through NMSU, I think.
People I don't even have a tree, but I got a 4-weevil trap.
And then one more program that's coming up that's a collaboration with Chaves County Soil and Water Conservation District. So we're going to have a grant writing workshop August 13th.
Okay.
And that's going to be at the Roswell Civic Center here. And that's going to be in the afternoon from 12 to 6. And so we're actually bringing in a gentleman that's Jesse Jewin, who writes grants for a living, and he is going to talk through how to write grants. And this is a really great opportunity for people to come out, learn about that, because there are a lot of grants out there that are available not just to producers, but we're mainly focusing on grants available to help producers upgrade their equipment or upgrade their facilities for a more conservation-minded or efficient system on their farms and ranches. And so that's mainly why we're bringing it in, but it is open to anybody to sign up and come, because there are a lot of grants out there for different programs, for different entities that are available, and this is a great opportunity to learn and get some good information, because grant writing is very competitive.
It's very competitive and very meticulous.
Yes.
So get your feet wet if you've never experienced it before, and be prepared to maybe a little frustrated, because it's very competitive, but it's really down to everybody's qualified, but it's like who followed the rules the best. That's who gets it. You know what I mean? And that's it's tough when you.
It really is.
You learn that lesson the hard way sometimes. But,
and
it's important to do it and keep doing it and keep doing it, because there's free money when it's all said and done.
And you can register online on our website at the Extension Office website. And then also on top of that, all these youth that are looking for scholarships, they're like mini grants. So if you take your time and figure out how to write those scholarships and write those out, then you're going to be setting yourself up to where later down the road you can write these grants and get those as well.
Not to mention, in the people that have grant writing abilities generally don't spend a lot of time unemployed.
That is correct. That is correct.
Just another note there. So, good deal. Did we get it all?
They can join Caitlin and I tomorrow in Hagerman for 4-H Day at the library at 10 a.m. if they'd like to.
What do you guys...
We're doing braiding this week.
Okay.
So they can come enjoy some keychains, learn a few new techniques, things like that. August, we're back to our normal schedule.
Okay.
But Crafting for Your Mental Health is next, or actually tomorrow in Hagerman at 12:30 at the Joy Center.
Excellent.
Or they can join us at Senior Circle Thursday at 2.
Good deal. Yeah, lots going on at Senior Circle. And if you haven't been in a while...
that place is hopping.
Yeah, that place went from...
everybody listening, braiding is not just for the girls or the ladies.
No.
This is something, I've made duck call lanyards, rifle slings. There's a lot of things that you can use.
It's a useful skill set to have. It might... Yes, you can create cool, decorative, and things like that, but it's a serviceable skill that in a pinch, when you're out somewhere and something breaks, you might need...
Braid it back together.
Exactly. That's a skill set. This is stuff I learned back in my Scout days. I know exactly what we're talking about. My Eagle Scout coming in handy now. So. Very good. But again, give the website for the Extension Office, the address.
So the website is chavisextension.nmsu.edu.
Okay, and you can go there and get the fair book for next week. If you have any questions about anything we talked about here, and then Drew, give the phone number for the office here if you have any questions.
575-622-3210. All
right, and I want to leave you out. Give the address.
The address?
Yeah. Oh, did I stump you?
Oh, you sure did. Are we Listen.
So they can run by the office and see us at 200 East Chisholm, Suite number 4.
I knew it was East Chisholm. I was like,
I could have told you Chisholm.
Yeah.
That's about all I can do.
I don't blame it. I've heard him say it 1,000 times. It's still. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And don't work too hard next week. I know you're going to be running around like chickens with your heads cut off here, but have fun too. So, good deal. We'll see you next time.
Hey, thank you, Mike.
All right, it is 9:02. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. News in progress.
It's a clear sign that our nation's finances are spinning.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
adding the officer was lightly wounded in the attack and had identified the Palestinian as a 19-year-old from the Gaza Strip. Also on Tuesday, the Israeli military said Palestinians opened a fire on a car in the West Bank, likely injuring a number of Israeli civilians in a separate incident in the territory. The military said forces opened fire on a suspicious vehicle that turned out to belong to an Israeli. The military added 2 Israeli civilians were lightly wounded as a result of the apparent mistaken fire. The bloodshed is part of a wave of violence surging in the West Bank since the start of the war in Gaza. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The South Korean spy agency says a North Korean diplomat based in Cuba has defected to South Korea, brought his family with him. News and analysis, townhall.com. Keeping parents out of the loop.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a law barring school districts from passing policies requiring local schools to notify parents if their child asks to change their gender identification. The law bans rules requiring school staff to disclose a student's gender identity or sexual orientation to any other person without the child's permission. Proponents of the legislation say it will help protect LGBTQ students who live in unwelcoming households. But opponents say it will hinder schools' ability to be more transparent with parents. Keith Peters reporting.
Residents of about 200 homes in a small rural community on the Hawaiian island of Kauai have been evacuated as a windswept wildfire rages. Firefighters have been trying to stop it from spreading by dropping water from the air. It's burned approximately 1.5 square miles so far. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tracy Munoz.
Oh, Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope your Tuesday's going amazingly well. Got another hot one today. Another one with highs over the century mark. 102, what they're telling us today. But there is excitement on the horizon in the weather world. Later in the week, like by Thursday, there's like a 40% chance of rain with a high of 89. So we can make it through today.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I do got to point something or mention something. It was Sunday night.
Okay.
I had to go to Farmers Country Market up north to grab a couple things. I went in to get a cart to where they have the cart corral and the carts and all that. And I just stopped for a second because a smell wafted past me.
Yeah?
I'm like, maybe this is just where they store the roaster. I don't know. So I back my cart out, and next thing I know, I see a guy carrying a bag of green chilies outside.
They're smoking,
Then I see another guy carrying another bag of green chilies outside.
The roasting has begun.
We are officially in roasting season, sir.
All right.
See, even the bell was excited. Yes, roasting season is upon us.
All right.
So get to your local grocer and get yourself a bushel of the best green chili on demand, or head out to Graves Farm. There's all kinds of different places you can get it. But
am I wrong, or does it seem a might bit early?
It does seem very early, yes.
Because I was thinking August usually.
So I'm wondering if maybe we have a bumper crop this year.
Maybe.
maybe it was a good year for green chilies. I don't know.
Maybe.
But regardless, we
I should
are
ask
officially.
my guest last hour. Drew would know.
And I was reminded too when I went over to the Albertsons over here on 2nd, and they have their roaster out too. So it's early goings, but
so
now's the time. Stock up early.
So folks will be walking around the town with their noses in there, just walking.
Yeah. They really do need to put that in a candle. It's like one of the best smells on planet Earth.
I know. I'm surprised there isn't a local candle company that's produced roasting green chili scented. Maybe they can't create it. Maybe
it's
an
hard to
impossible
replicate.
task to replicate.
I got to imagine that certain what do you call? I don't know what you call them. Sensualists? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Olfactarians, maybe. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. Now I just want to think of names for them.
Scent experts, smell experts, but has to be somebody out there who knows the certain highs and low notes of green chili roasting.
Yeah.
What does that smell?
Yeah, probably the same people that stick their nose in the wine and do all that stuff too. I don't know.
It's like when you say that something has notes of bergamot and cedar wood. It's like, where did you go to school?
Yeah, I like things that are nice, but when you start getting like that with it, then I'm like, too bougie. You're thinking too much about cheese, man. Stop.
Hints of winter melon. Right. Dude, you're changing my oil.
Right.
What?
It's like, all right, buddy. It's like, it's just a beer.
Calm
right?
down. Yes, I'll take the air filter. God. Always with the upsell.
Yeah. And I get it. It's your craft and it's your thing, but it's like, settle down, Beavis.
Simmer down.
You're just serving beer here.
Settle down,
You're not. Sorry, I'm a product of that era. I watched a lot of Beavis and Butthead in my younger days. So, and anytime Beavis got out of line, there was the slap and settle down, Beavis.
So yes, we are officially in that time of the year, and farmers market too soon.
Yes,
starting up.
Absolutely. Though he is not here today, we would like to wish a very happy 31-year birthday.
31?
That's what he told me yesterday.
Nice.
31. To our very own Roy.
Yes. Roy Smith having a birthday.
Yeah, he is. He's off today, celebrating his birthday. Doing what? I have no idea. I'm sure he's off shirtless somewhere.
I was going to say, I got to imagine probably shirt popped off, just kicking back with a cold beverage, as one does.
Someplace shirtless. But anyway, I think he'll be back with us, I think, Friday.
Yeah, I think end of the week he's back.
What's today? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday maybe. I think he's back with us Thursday. I think today and tomorrow we will have Jocelyn and then.
And actually, that's because we're stealing Jocelyn. She's coming with us to Denver.
Ah, that's right. Going to so we can give a birthday Roy.
Yep. Give him his spankings.
To the birthday Roy. Happy birthday to the birthday Roy.
The birthday Roy.
Should we give him an egg with a candle?
I mean, he would appreciate it. You know he would.
He could appreciate an egg in this trying
time. Love to give you an egg in this trying time. You're 31. Things are going to stop working on you. Here's an egg to help you cope.
You just hit it's all downhill for your milestone. Next one coming in about 10 years.
Right. Actually, 30 is a pretty solid, like it's all downhill from. Well, okay.
It's all perspective.
Early 30s was all right. Like 34 is probably when the sheen starts to kind of wear off the wagon, you know?
Yeah. It's perspective. I mean, when you're 30, you feel old.
Yeah.
But when you get to 50 and you look at 30 and you're like, I didn't hurt nearly as much then. Shut up.
I laugh at 37-year-olds like.
And I'm sure when I'm
so cute.
When I'm 60, I'll be laughing at 50 going, you can't stop complaining. Right. At least you have your eyes.
Meanwhile, I am the youngest in my group, so I have no stance, like no leg to stand on. Everybody else is already dealing with different, errant pains.
Yeah. I'm depends on circles. Like I hung out with a lot of older people growing up, my family, so I was always the youngest there. But in terms of the children's, like the grandkids and all, I'm on my mom's side, I'm the oldest. They are all beneath me in age-wise. In terms of my dad's side, I'm right smack dab in the middle. Like there is like my Aunt Annie, who's passed, all of her kids, the youngest one is about 4 years older than me. 2 to 4 years older than me.
So you're kind of middle of the pack on that.
Yeah, and then the oldest one is probably about 10 years older.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then but then the youngest of the bunch is probably about 6 years younger than me.
My kids, my friends' kids, and my siblings' kids are the ones who keep me semi-young. But yeah, it's the wheels are falling off real quick.
Yeah.
It went quick too. Like I was the cool one in the family for a long time, and then just overnight it was like,
what?
Uncle Cringe over here.
I think mine was when I thought I was plugged in, so now I know I'm not. I don't know when that moment hit. Like, and it's got to been a while ago because, to be honest, and full back of the curtain, when it comes to music and pop culture, I've my whole life been kind of the bougie anti-pop culture person.
Right.
Like everyone likes Michael Jackson. I'm like, nah, that's stupid. That's me. Everyone like New Kids on the Block. 20-year-old me would kick 50-year-old me's in the head right now.
So you gave money to the system.
New Kids on the Block. But the 20-year-old me would also say, it's for a woman. It's for your wife. Then he'd probably say, okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Then why'd you dance shirtless on the chair, then, idiot? I did not do that. But
you were the one taking the video, so we have no proof.
I cannot confirm or deny those are my nips. But yeah, it's all about perspective.
Sure.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We're gonna, of course, get you updated with the weather and all that here in just a bit. We're gonna play our interview we had with Denise Trowbridge from the Conquistador Council with Scouting USA. They've got their reunion alumni, BSA reunion alumni event happening in Artesia on August the 3rd. So we talk a little bit about that and some of their other upcoming events as well. Looking for merit badge counselors for their big merit badge college. That'll be happening at the end of this year. So you want to be a professor? We'll call you professor.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
Get them leather patches for your elbows.
Yeah. It's like, can I have a wheelchair and have special powers?
That was brought up by somebody. It's like, if he really had all the powers that he has, how come he couldn't make his legs work?
I mean, some talents are
Professor X was able to break down walls with the power of his mind. Why couldn't he make his legs work?
Well, I mean, it's the same logic as those big, beefy, like bodybuilders. They can move mountains, but they can't pull the sticky note off the middle of their back.
Still one of my favorite prank videos ever. Yeah, just take a little mini Post-it note and stick it in the middle of the back of a bodybuilder.
And he can't get it.
Oh, it's great. It's like putting a turtle on their back.
I'd call it God's little amusement.
It's what we like to call an even.
That's right.
Evens things out.
That's right. It's just the right thing. So I would attribute it to something like that.
Fair enough.
All right, it is 9:16. Let us get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon high, and we still have high pressure parked overhead, so we get sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting in, low to mid 70s, and then on Wednesday, we do have a slim chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, up around 100 again, and then a little bit better chance of rain coming up on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 38% with winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. We are looking at a high of 102 under sunny skies today. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 73 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Beginning tomorrow and then through the rest of the week and into the weekend, the rain chances enter the forecast. We are looking at a 30% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms for your Wednesday, mostly sunny and 100 otherwise with east winds at around 10 miles per hour. 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night, mostly cloudy. 71 for an overnight low with east winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Beginning Thursday, we're looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, partly cloudy, 89 for a high, so a lot cooler than today. Winds will be out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour, 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms Thursday night as well, with an overnight low of 71, 30% chance and afternoon showers and thunderstorms for Friday. Partly cloudy, 96 for a high there. 50% chance of rain on Saturday, partly cloudy, 93. 40% chance of rain Sunday, partly cloudy, and 89. So get through today and kind of tomorrow, and then temps start to drop a little bit here. All right, 9:18, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with Denise Trowbridge from Scouting USA. That's up next. Don't go away.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
When you're healthy, you can do amazing things. We're all about that. Because if you don't have access to health insurance through your work, or you just lost Medicaid, Be Well can connect you to the right health plan for you, your family, and your budget. We want to make your life a little easier, worry-free, and healthier. Because your health is everything. Be strong, be adventurous, and be amazing. Be Well. New Mexico's health insurance marketplace. Learn more at BeWellNM.com.
With summer here, it's cool to be at the Cow. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop is your authorized Brothers Sewing Machine dealer for Southeast New Mexico, and they're all on sale right now at the Calico Cow. New fabric styles for summer are here, and holiday and Christmas fabrics are arriving daily. If you're still stitched to your own machine and you just want a tune-up, call for in-house maintenance 575-639-2586. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the Cow.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 27 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Conquistador Council here with Scouts, Boy Scouts of America, Denise Trowbridge back with us. Good morning, Denise.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me today.
Anytime, as always. And, of course, Scouting's got a lot going on right now. Pretty busy, you know. Of course, with the Conquistador Council, a lot of anniversary type events going on and things now. So there's kind of a lot of milestones in scouting in this part of the country.
Absolutely. The first and foremost, it's worth mentioning, we've rebranded.
Yeah.
May 1st, and we're in the midst of rebranding to Scouting America.
Yes, that's why I'm having trouble with boys. In my head, it's so time. Boy Scouts. It's just BSA, but Scouting America, and obviously the major change here because they've incorporated females into the scouting program now.
Yeah.
So Boy Scouts doesn't quite fit the name anymore.
We're definitely inclusive. It's family scouting.
Yeah.
And actually, the name change, we're kind of late to the game. Most other countries have been scouting and then the country's name for many years.
Sure.
So
and to be honest and fair, Boy Scouts of America has been co-ed a lot longer than people realize.
Yes.
As far as the Cub Scout and Boy Scout programs, those were traditionally male programs. Mm-hmm. But once the kids get a little older, there's venturing
and scouting
and
exploring
posts.
Mm-hmm.
And these are posts that are geared for older kids, but they're gender fluid. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they have exploring posts that may deal, like if you're back, say in the East Coast or West Coast, they might have sailing where they deal with sailing, or like police explorers. You'll see here things, and those are women and men. They're girls and boys. They're not all just boys. And so scouting, Boy Scouts, has been co-ed really for a lot longer than most people realize. Now they've incorporated females into the Cub and Boy Scout program.
Yeah, and like I said, I really try to explain it as it's family scouting.
Sure.
It's not just kids that make the program work, it's the adults too.
Well, and I remember in scouting, particularly at the younger levels, you know, because, you kind of think of it in, Dad goes on the camping trips and you know, Mom, and that's not really true. Mom, like, yes, in Cub Scouts, it's more mom-driven. At least it was when I went through and when I was younger. You know, moms tend to be the
You'd
den mothers.
You'd be surprised.
But that's
Everything's changed.
now.
And it's not just parents. Now there's grandparents that bring their kids to the program because it's such an important part of those kids growing up together.
But even growing up in Scouts when I was younger, and granted, I'm in my 50s now, so it was a few years ago, but there was a lot of women leadership in, you know, assistant and scoutmasters and the adult side, you know, as well too. So yes, we always think of gender roles and some of this stuff, but it never really was that way in Scouts. Yes, it's Boy Scouts but my adult leaders, you know, were, you know, women and men, and, you know, camp counselors, women and men. You know, when I'm the youngest kid, I go to Boy Scout camp, and guess who's our camp counselors? You go in the nature aquatics, and there's females there doing, you know, explorers and doing their things. And
we can teach everybody to become leaders if they want to put in the effort.
Yeah, scouting has been a lot more more co-ed than people realize.
Absolutely.
But now it's official with the name changing and the branding and everything. It's official scouting here. And by the way, we do have both female and Boy Scout troops here in town. So if you are looking to be involved, we can get you right away to one of our troops that are looking for new scouts.
Most importantly, anybody that has been involved in the past, now is a great time to get back involved.
Sure.
Even if your kids are grown and gone, we have spots for everybody. We're actually about to have a nice alumni reunion.
Yeah, that's kind of coming up here in August next month, which is next month, by the way.
That's
We're full into July now.
It's a great way to get reintroduced into the program and meet folks that you've been involved with in the past and re-engage.
Yeah, so if you're a scout as a kid or adult leader in your younger days or still involved in scouting now, we'd love to have you come out. Or, you know, I was in Troop 8 back in the 60s or whatever it was. You know, come on down.
So we're going to have an alumni reunion on August 3rd, Saturday, August 3rd at the American Legion in Artesia. It's Post 41.
Okay.
And it's going to be in the evening from 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
It's going to be free for kids, but we're really encouraging adults to come out and re-engage and fellowship around scouting.
Well, and that's the thing with scouting. You know, yes, we want to bring as many young people into the organization and learn and experience the values and all the cool things that scouting has to offer. But none of that happens without the support of the adults and the parents. Scouting is very much a family event. Just because the child's involved in scouting, it's really the whole family. Mom and dad are equally as much a part of that. Sometimes they're serving as chaperones and leadership on the various events and trips and things. Sometimes it's just making sure that the kids got everything they need to go to camp, you know, but it's very much active and part of that. And so, you know, and when your child succeeds in scouting, it's all family, you know, as they get more merit badges, more rank, and, you know, maybe they pursue Eagle Scout. Family's very much involved in it.
And the adults build lasting relationships with their counterparts in scouting, just like the kids do.
I look so fondly at the adult leaders from my youth. And still friends with some of them to this day, thanks to social media and stuff. Not all of them are with us anymore. I've lost a few since then. You know, time does, people get older and happens. But I will never forget some of the coolest adults I remember growing up as a kid were assistant scoutmasters and den mothers and everything that were, you know, influential and part of the fun of my scouting experience. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity to get back in touch with those people, to fellowship face to face in person and reconnect.
Absolutely.
A lot of our former scout leaders and cub masters from years ago are elderly now, and so they need a reason to get out of the house. So what better reason to get in front of people that still care about them?
Come share your stories, your experiences. Come meet people that you may have not seen in a 20 or 30 years here or more in some cases. See where they are now and kind of, you know, that's kind of cool. Like if you ever get a chance to go to the Conquistador Scout headquarters here in town on Aspen, by the way, more than welcome if you need to get. They have a store there if you need to get uniforming and camping needs and stuff. But they do have the Eagle Scout patio that's kind of part of that facility there. And this
this reunion kind of, in a nutshell, reminds me of a patio, a in-person version of that patio, because every time and every year we honor the new Eagle Scouts of the Conquistador Council. Each year we get a list of names. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's a dozen, but to each year's class. But they're there. The names are there since the inception of the Conquistador Council, and so who knows? Maybe we could see a few of those names that are etched in on that patio come out and see where they are now. And, what have you done with yourself since your days as an Eagle Scout?
I sure hope so. That Eagle Scout patio dedication that we do in February, I also thought it was kind of cool. We had Eagle Scouts from years ago come back and see their name that they hadn't seen
Absolutely.
since the patio dedication.
Since the day they were probably
Exactly.
scouts themselves, doing the ceremony, telling everybody about themselves and doing their thing here. And so that's why we want to make sure we get as many people to get involved with this reunion as possible, especially if you were a scout in Southeast New Mexico at any point. But if you're in scouting in general, like for me, my scouting experience is all back east because that's where I grew up. But it's all the same.
Yeah, a part of the thing I always tell people about, I moved here to Roswell not knowing a soul.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends here, but being a part of the scouting organization, I immediately had a tribe.
Sure, yeah. And because you chew the same dirt, the same
Exactly.
things. And this is why I always will be a champion for scouting. It's yes, there's so much fun, and your kids get to see and do things that they probably will never get to do in a different environment. I can certainly say that. I would have never gone to Australia and not been for scouts and things. But that's the front of the picture. To me, scouting is, especially in the world and day and age we live in, you need to equip your children with as much tools as possible to whatever path they do as adults, they're equipped to do it. And scouting is all about, the motto is be prepared. That, in this day and age, that statement has more importance now than ever.
Sitting behind a screen does not prepare us for life.
Exactly. And scouting does that, through the 12 points and everything that they recite at every meeting and say at every meeting.
It's an affirmation. You believe what you say.
But they live and imbibe these. And they show examples of how to do these things every day. And they do it in everything. It's if your kid's into computers, they can apply that into computers. And of course, all of them through scouting, it's survival skills, basic first aid, basic, maybe you're not into camping. That's one really facet of scouting. There's so much other sides. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of it is learned around a camp table, but the camping is the environment. It's the experiences, the lessons. Like when they go to Wahinape for a week, they're learning so many things and getting exposed to so many things that they don't get to do.
Getting to build relationships from other scouts from all over the country.
Exactly.
It's so cool to go up there and visit. I've had the opportunity to meet folks from all over the country that come to our little spot in Wahinape.
Yeah, and that's kind of the cool thing too, because each council, some have bigger camps, but generally there's a camp that serves every council in the United States of America. Some are bigger than others, but that's the beauty of it. Sometimes, like our home, like for me, technically our home camp was Goshen Scout Camp in Virginia, and it's a huge camp, and it's big, and it's probably one of the largest camps in the country. But when you go to the same camp every year, especially been in scouting, you kind of know the routine after a while. And so I remember as a scout going to other scout camps in New York and Pennsylvania and other places, and they were similar but different. Like, yes, we had the campfire on one night. We had, the flow of things is similar,
but they all have different seasonings,
different stories, different traditions, different songs they sing. Some are the same. I mean, you do the chicken song at any scout camp in the country, but
bar mitzvahs too.
Grand Oduki Org is in every camp in the country, but you know what I mean. And so you get to see things a little bit, and so that's the cool part is you go to Wahinape, and there's scouts from, probably Texas, California, Utah, Colorado, that they said, we're going to go to Wahinape for the summer instead of our camp in Texas or our camp in California.
I love coming here and seeing how excited you get about scouting because it definitely feeds through the radio.
I lived it. I lived scouting. Scouting is my life. My whole childhood, scouting was a very big part of it.
And we need to express that it's even more important nowadays that kids, families get involved because it's a reason to connect with your kids.
Right. I will tell you, like my transition to adulthood, yes, my parents did a great job raising me and all that, but preparing me for military life, preparing me for it's all through scouting, through the lessons learned in scouting. I am an Eagle Scout, and the project and the responsibility, everything that kind of the weight that put on me prepared me for when I transitioned into military life. And now I've got a 2,000-pound explosive sitting in front of me. And, it's because I learned how to lead and organize planting some flowers and trees that translated to that in Scouts. That's why I think scouting is so important. It deliberately puts kids out of their comfort zone in a safe environment, but gets them, I have a great fear of heights. To this day, now you're not going to catch me rock climbing voluntarily. I won't. But I've done these things because of scouting, and I overcame. I'm still not a fan of heights, but I climbed a pole like a logger, in Scouts. I rock climbed and rappelled, even though I have no earthly desire to, because Scouts, and I overcame that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking to go rock climbing, but at least I say, you know what? I did it. That's not as scary as I thought. I don't like it, but
coping skills. That's one thing that kids are suffering with that leads to all kinds of disheartening things that happen to kids.
Absolutely.
So teaching them on the front end how to cope, how to be a leader, it gives them confidence where they don't fall into those traps.
And there's so many different merit badges and programs through scouting that they can find interest through scouting. And it's not all just, and it's so much. It's everything from the latest in computers and graphic design technology to your tried and true stamp collecting and things that are, don't involve technology. And all of that fosters and garners interest or careers.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe your child grows up to do one thing, but because of their time in Scouts, they have just an affinity for collecting a certain thing. Or something.
A different hobby. Yeah.
And it was because of Scouts that they do that.
Well, one of the other things I wanted to share with you today is I have been busy meeting all of the leaders here in Roswell, and I have the beginnings of 3 new exploring posts.
Oh, great. Excellent. So more opportunities for some of the older kids to get involved in scouting. Absolutely.
Yeah. So exploring is 14 to 20 years old.
Yeah. It's kind of designed to get to kids around the time where other things in life start to enter and distract a little bit. And this is to give them a chance to experience those things, but at the same time, experience life as a teenager and everything else.
What I've kind of figured out in having conversations, putting these together, is a lot of times kids at this age only know their parents' job.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if you only know your parents' job, you think that that's the only thing that you're supposed to do.
I'm going to grow up to be or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. But getting them engaged with other career fields that are right here in our community, I think is really important. And it might not be the career that they go into, but at least they're expressing interest.
Well, and who knows? Whatever they learn or get to experience there, what does that translate into whatever they ultimately decide to do?
So we're working on 3 exploring posts, and there's going to be a lot of feed between the posts.
Okay.
So we have a lot of volunteers that are going to be serving in multiple posts.
And since these are forming, and they're kind of finding their own niche here. So, and that will happen once the explorers get involved and sign up and make it their own.
Right.
So the identity of these explorer posts, they're going to have a specific theme to each, but
it's really driven by their interest.
Where it goes next is entirely up to the explorers involved in it.
So let me tell you what I got.
All right.
We have a medical exploring post.
Okay, so
that's
maybe
being sponsored by Lovelace.
So some youth out there that maybe looking to pursue careers in medical,
and that's a big, broad field.
Oh yeah, could anything from phlebotomist to doctor to surgeon to
physical therapy, mental health. There's all kinds of stuff that falls within the medical, and then. We also have a fire and EMS post that's being supported by the Roswell Fire Department.
Excellent.
Thank you, Matt Miller.
Excellent.
And then thirdly, we have an aviation post.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that's being sponsored by Cavu Aerospace and Eastern New Mexico University Roswell.
Excellent.
So in the midst of all of that, we have volunteers from AMR, which is the ambulance service.
Emergency services.
We have volunteers from Lovelace, and we have volunteers from Trans-Aero Medevac.
Excellent.
So they have a hand in all three of the posts.
Yeah, because those folks, they got the airplanes and the helicopters that move folks. And so this is a great opportunity for these young people to kind of get involved with that.
Explore
and
career opportunities.
Exactly. Maybe they're thinking, I always wanted to be a firefighter. Okay, join the Explorer Post. It may cement and say, yeah, this is it. But then they may say, you know what, this is not what I thought it was. Maybe I need to try something else. And that's the beauty of Explorers is, if they want to get it locked in and now they're just immersed into it and now they're going to, and to be honest, if they're involved with the firefighters or EMS Explorer Post and they pursue a career in that, I imagine they're going to make a lot of connections and get a leg up for when it's time for their formal trainings and formal things they have to do to become these professions. They're going to have the wisdom and the connections to those people and a true knowledge of what they're going to do when they complete their certifications and are actually put in the workforce. And because unfortunately, a lot of people go through these things, go through the training, they get into the job, and in about a year in said, I hate this. And unfortunately, it's a lot harder to fix at that point. This is where your chance. You get these as early as 14. And the beauty of Explorer Post, and if I'm wrong, this is how it used to be. When you're in a Boy Scouts, once you turn 18, you're considered an adult. In Explorers, they go to 21, so they can still do quote-unquote youth activities until they're 21 years of age.
Correct. And exploring is not an achievement-based system the same way that Scouts is. It doesn't have ranks, but it's personal achievement. And these are skills that these kids can literally put on their professional resume at the end of school.
This is translatable skills. Like if you're trying to bolster your college applications, a lot of the bullet statements and experiences you're going to get through exploring will translate very nicely into those applications.
So the next question that most people have is, how do I sign up? So we're not to the point where we're ready to sign people up, but I do want for folks to visit exploring.org.
Okay.
Because all of the information about these different posts and what you need to know about the guts of the program is there. It's good information. And then in the first probably 2 to 3 weeks of school, I will be in the high schools. And I'll have some of these volunteers with me. I'll bring some firefighters and some nurses. And then we can start
actually getting names to lists here.
Exactly. And at that point, we'll do a career interest survey where those kids can tell us exactly what they're interested in. Because if we have kids that are interested in, the mechanical or engineering end of aviation, we're not going to focus on piloting. But if we have kids that are interested in piloting, then we'll do more. So we tailor the program to what the kids are interested in.
And I would even, if there's folks listening out here that maybe as adults and things, maybe you could be the one that spawns the next idea for an Explorer Post. Like you mentioned welding earlier. There's a lot of welders here. I'm sure there's enough people, enough interest that we could have an Explorer Post devoted to nothing but welding and that kind of thing, or heating and air conditioning, or fishing. I mean, it doesn't have to be even job related per se. Maybe it's more of a social.
There's opportunities to open exploring posts for ecology, business, law, government, anything that pertains to real life jobs that are out there. We can start an exploring post around.
That kind of works to that, and you
think of it as like the merit badges come to life.
Exactly. like I was involved for a brief bit in Sea Explorers for a little bit, and again, I grew up in Maryland. We had
where there's water,
and stuff. So out here, Sea Scouts is a little bit trickier to pull off in the middle of New Mexico, but anyway. So I was a part of that, and to be honest, a lot of that translated into scouting because you can't sail unless you know how to tie knots. That's just part of a sailor's tool bag is knot tying abilities, and there's so many knots that are named after sailing related experiences and things. So a lot of it was knot tying, but yeah, you go out in the boats and do kind of thing, and so you get a chance to sail a boat by yourself. And I mean, it's how many 15-year-olds get to do that,
Not many.
Unless you grew up in that world, you don't really get to do those things. And that's what explorers. So if you're, especially with the fire EMT, you probably get behind the scenes in all the firehouses.
Oh, we're going to get to use all the tools.
The equipment and seeing the training aspects, they just don't show up one day and give them a hat and a coat and say, you're a firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn the jobs and the safety and the dangers and all of that stuff. And as an explorer, you get to, and to be honest, who knows where that leads? Maybe they get to, go on calls and be in the background and watch them work while they're dealing with certain fires and things like that. That's all on the table here is what this could be. That's so if you're interested, and same with aviation. I mean, this could turn into a Civil Air Patrol thing, and they partner, with UP. The next thing you know, by the time these kids are aging out of the program, they've got flying hours and can pursue, they're that closer to getting a pilot's license because of all their time through explorers.
I have no doubt that the aviation industry in this town is going to grow exponentially.
Sure.
And the reason that CAVU was so interested in restarting this aviation post is because they need a way to recruit people.
Absolutely.
And what better way than give, a 14-year-old 4 years of training?
Sure.
I'd hire him right there.
Well, and I believe here, like if you look at the, the air industry right now, and you hear every time about flights and cancel and like it's pretty chaotic right now.
Pilots retiring.
This is a workforce issue problem is what it is, and COVID killed it. The experience and things we had, the people that were on the bubble is kind of about to retire. Once COVID hit, they all disappeared. And so there was a huge void in air traffic control and maintenance and pilots and every
in the
aspect
medical
of
industry.
Every aspect of these skilled industries.
Mm-hmm.
And so I when you look on the news and every 4th of July or right around time, you're hearing about flight delays and these flights canceled. This is because we need more people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
We need more pilots. We need more mechanics. We need more air traffic controllers. We need more personnel in the the service side of the aviation industry.
So this is Scouting America's way of kind of trying to bridge that gap and fill the
Absolutely.
void by organizing volunteers and putting this program together. But it only is possible with volunteers,
Absolutely.
those adult volunteers that have the skills to pass along the knowledge. And not only does that apply to this exploring program, but also we're desperately looking for merit badge counselors.
I was about to transition. You did it for me.
We're working towards putting together a merit badge college, which is like a day-long event where somebody that has these skills can serve as a counselor to teach those skills to our scouts.
Absolutely. Get these and be kind of that mentor because depending on the merit badge, they've got to do, some are more involved than others depending on the merit badge. And so and some of these merit badges actually require sessions and things where they go to places and build and construct things and track things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little more than you just kind of teaching a little bit.
Right.
It is a little bit more than that. But
this merit badge college that we're putting together in December that is a day-long event where they can at least get started in a lot of cases because they don't have access to TIG welders or, grinders or things like that.
And as they complete some of the tasks, they can get with you afterwards to get it signed off and things like that. That's what a merit badge counselor does. And it's a great way to serve scouting, and still be that mentor type role, but not the day-to-day scoutmasters and assistant scoutmasters and things like that.
Right.
This is a great, even if you don't have experience in scouting, but you have experience in your
plumbing,
welding, stamp collecting,
communications,
computers, first aid. These are the merit badges. Like
I sent you the list.
Yeah, I mean,
there's over hundreds of merit badges, and in all honesty, it really is up to the person and what their skills are, and we'll find a merit badge that fits them.
Absolutely, like I've taught radio merit badge. That's a merit badge. Radio is a merit badge.
Yeah,
and so I've done that. And this year, I think I'm doing communications. But it's which is a more important one, by the way. That's an Eagle required.
It's very broad too. A lot of things apply to it.
But it is one of the more important badges in scouting because you cannot get your Eagle Scout without, unless it's changed since I've did it. But that was one of what they call required badges. Like at the time, I think they had to earn 21 merit badges minimum, and like 11 of them are required, and then the other 10 could be whatever you want. But most scouts have more than that. But the bare minimum to qualify for Eagle, I believe, was 21.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if that's still the case or if that's
I'm
added.
not entirely sure myself.
It's
but
been a few years since I've done it.
I will say they have changed the merit badges. They've changed namings. They've updated, just to make sure the vernacular and the technology has changed.
And
a lot
I'm sure
of
there's
things, too.
merit badges that exist today that we never even thought of 30 years ago because, let's just face it. A smartphone was not around when I was a kid, and that creates. I'm sure there's merit badges devoted strictly to work.
Actually, the one that comes to mind, we really discuss. We start with the Cubs is it's the cyber chip, it's the cyber safety.
Yeah, none of that was around when I was a kid.
It's all about understanding that whenever you log in, you're at risk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you're interested in becoming a merit badge counselor, especially for our college here in December. Reach out to the council. Come in and share. You can call or go online or physically come to the Scout headquarters there on Aspen and talk to one, if not Denise, one of the other executives there in the office. And
we're completely accessible. Of course, you can get to all of our information about the council and Scouting America right now in Southeast New Mexico is at nmscouts.org.
Okay.
We snagged that easy to spell URL.
It's way easier than Conquistador Council.
You think? So, yeah, nmscouts.org. And then, of course, the council office is 575-622-3461.
Yeah.
And, we will find a place for you. We need volunteers to get involved.
Absolutely. So, August 3rd is the big Boy Scout alumni reunion. It is going to be at the American Legion Post 41 in Artesia, which is on Hermosa Drive, 402 West Hermosa. They're going to have a potluck dinner August 3rd from 5 to 7. Do they need to RSVP or is it just to come and go?
Since I sent you that note last week, we're going to have a food truck and a beverage cart there. We're not going to do potluck after all.
So we've altered a little bit here.
We've altered a little bit.
So you just come and order as much food as you want or as little food as you want. It's
I believe it's going to be $20 a person. And again, kids are free. If you have any questions, you can visit us again at nmscouts.org or come by the office.
And so if you've been involved in Scouts, and to be honest,
everyone,
whether you're in Scouts in
come learn about Scouts,
Florida or Alaska, if we'd love to have it. But yeah, if you want to just learn about Scouts, there's going to be a wealth of information there. But we want to see Scouts from all over the world. If you were a Scout, even who knows, maybe you're British and you were in the English Scouts. Come and you're here in the United States. Come share your scouting experiences. And I'm telling you. I had more fun in learning more about scouting when I went to Australia and talking to scouts from Japan and England and Australia and Denmark and Norway.
But you immediately have something in common with all of them.
Exactly. Their uniform might be a different color than mine, or those Scandinavians like their blue ones. But at least back then, I don't know. But anyway, I have a Japanese Boy Scout uniform in my closet to this day. I traded with a Boy Scout when I was at the World Jamboree. So I have a Japanese. I'm assuming, I don't know if it's still the one they wear now. This was back in the 80s. So, but yeah, I got a Japanese Scout uniform in my closet somewhere. But again, contact the Conquistador Council and make sure if you'd like to come see us on August 3rd in Artesia at the American Legion Post 41, 402 West Hermosa Drive. As you go, for folks not familiar, if you go through the first light at Main Street, then like the second or third one is Hermosa, if I remember right. I used to do show down there, so I spent a lot of days in Artesia. But please get involved. And please, if you're interested in Scouts, please reach out. Come by the office. Get your family in. As Scouts, they can start as early as, 7 now?
Kindergarten. So I'm going to be in the elementary schools also the first couple of weeks of school. So
and all the way up to 21 years of age
for
youth Scouting, and then adults.
We've got a spot for every kid, every age, and every adult.
Absolutely. And every interest that there's bound to be one that's going to strike your kid's fancy. So,
yeah.
Good deal.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Denise, and we'll see you next time. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, 9:58, quick break before they kick me off.
The Roswell Museum is announcing the exhibition of Mary Peck Landmarks. The exhibition will be on view July 27th through January 19th in the Roswell Museum's Graphics and Paul Horgan Galleries. From southeastern New Mexico in the late 1970s and mid-80s to Chaco Canyon in northwestern New Mexico and the ranch lands of Texas in the 1990s to lands along the proposed Keystone XL pipeline from Alberta, Canada to Nebraska and back again to New Mexico during the COVID-19 pandemic. Peck's exhibited works represent a limited survey of her 45 years behind the camera. The Roswell Museum is at 1011 North Richardson Avenue, just north of the Roswell Convention Center. The museum is open daily from 10 to 6. For more, visit roswellmuseum.org. State officials say they've uncovered widespread violations in the oil and gas industry, involving more than half of all companies operating in the Permian Basin of southeast New Mexico and West Texas. 75 of 114 sites inspected were found to be in violation of volatile organic compound regulations. According to the New Mexico Environment Department, companies could face fines under the Clean Air and Air Quality Standards Acts. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
On the right side, this is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
And I remember years ago, I used to, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, college dropouts, used to bother me a little bit. I wouldn't have admitted it at the time, but now, not only does it not bother me, I'm proud of it because it defines me. That work ethic defined me. That independence defines me. My parents not being around every day to guide me because they were working to survive and make a better life for their children, that defines me too. This is what made J.D. Vance. Obviously, this is a man of great intelligence and street smarts and life experience. And I think probably that combination is what appealed to Donald Trump, if I had to guess.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, ready to give your home a summer makeover without breaking the bank? Well, our friends at Blinds.com, they have you covered with their prime time for savings last chance sale. It's happening right now. Shop huge discounts on premium, customizable window treatments. Now, I love Blinds.com. Why? They invented the better way to shop for energy-saving blinds and shutters and motorized options and even cooling outdoor shades online. Blinds.com. They also offer free professional design consultations. They can help make any minor project, like updating a window treatment, that'll have a major impact on your home's decor. Plus, you get unlimited window treatments installed for one low cost. You can rest assured with Blinds.com, they have their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Over 2.5 million customers, over 25 million windows covered. Go to Blinds.com. Their prime time for savings last chance sale right now, up to 45% off. Up to 45% off only for a limited time at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon high, and we still have high pressure parked overhead, so we get sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting in, low to mid 70s, and then on Wednesday, we do have a slim chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, up around 100 again, and then a little bit better chance of rain coming up on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Shoppers pause their spending in June as they deal with moderating inflation, but still high interest rates that make buying anything on credit more expensive. Retail sales were unchanged in June from May, which was better than economists had been expecting. United Health Group topped second quarter profit expectations, but remains cautious in its outlook for the year. United Health Group continues to bear the cost of a massive cyber attack to its Change Healthcare business. Bank of America says profits fell in the second quarter. The Charlotte, North Carolina-based bank says it earned a profit of $6.9 billion compared with $7.4 billion in the same period a year earlier. Expectations on the rise that the Fed will cut its main interest rate sometime this year after keeping it at a two-decade high for the better part of the past 2 years. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Celebrate freedom. Celebrate huge savings with 0% financing, more for your trade, and no payments till October during the Red, White, and Blue sales event at the all-new Roswell Ford. With new management and a whole new attitude, Roswell Ford makes trading up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle fast, fun, and easy. Upside down in your loan or stuck in your lease, Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Right now, get huge savings with rates as low as 0% for 66 months. Plus, we have a great selection selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. We've partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. $15.15 per thousand finance on selected Ford models with approved credit.
Strong women need strong partners to help them lead their healthiest lives. At Artesia General Hospital, Dr. Scott Beard and nurse practitioner Lori Crockett deliver compassionate, holistic care to women at every age and stage. From routine checkups to diagnostic testing and specialty services like urogynecology, you can expect the most innovative, personalized care close to home. Learn more about women's services at Artesia General Hospital online at artesiageneral.com/women or by calling 575-736-8394. Many women's services are also offered in Carlsbad.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
I was driving home from work.
I was heading out to meet my friends.
I was thinking about what I would make for dinner.
I was just changing the station on my radio.
I was checking my cell phone.
I was only trying to change lanes.
I never saw him.
I never saw him. I never saw that motorcycle.
Until it was too late.
Unfortunately, sometimes drivers don't notice motorcycles on the road until it's too late. Be aware. Always look for motorcycles, because it's their road too.
Sponsored by NMDOT and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and this station.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
There will be a focus